pressing start recording now. And say hello to Legend once again.
Hello, everybody.
Yep. Hopefully the stream's running. We're in a different place. We managed to scrounge up some cash and get a few nights in a hotel. Woo! But yeah, I
By the
wanted
way, I
to go.
checked the stream. It appears to be working just fine.
Okay, good. Great. Alright, so we are back with Awful Hospital, seriously the worst ever. And last we left off, we managed to find our way into the maternity ward. Ooh,
Yeah, we're going to the maternity ward.
here we go. Three,
All right,
2, 1, and a new chapter begins.
but we got to talk about slobs first.
Motherfucker.
Ogleach, talk about slobs.
Alright, hey,
Okay. There's a lot to go through.
mm,
The slobs have become a pretty big part of Awful Hospital, which isn't to say that they weren't pretty much planned from the beginning, but their concept didn't start to solidify until we finally saw the horde of fern slobs at the end of the morgue adventure, and didn't completely finalize until around the time we took control of Jay. As we enter the next half of the series, they're going to become even more significant to the story, and we're going to find out some things about the way they are and why they are that. Hopefully, not everyone will see coming.
think. Ui.
As you've surmised if you've read the series, and this is not the very first page you're seeing, a slob, as it's understood at this point, is sort of the ultimate expression of a malady. For Jay, slobification revolved around whatever problem the hospital believed he was there to fix. And if Crash hadn't busted every bone in his body, this is what neck brace Jay might have turned into.
Hmm.
Little long neck.
Hmm.
Though, though Slob was originally Jay's own nickname for them, it felt so simple and catchy to me that it instantly became their official name. And it's possible Jay actually picked it up from someone else.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Ah.
Like our main humans, slobs are drawn as quickly, simply, and sloppily as I can get away with, but their design motif draws very much from the Resident Evil series, especially the Lickers and G mutants from Resident Evil 2.
We do not want to know what a liquor is. So, moving on.
Oh, it's the new Minecraft mob. It's a counterpart to the Sniffer.
Shut up. Alright, let's continue. Sorry.
This sort of bestial clawed zombie demon creature isn't really one of my favorite design styles these days, and more than a little worn out by countless movies and video games. But I was pretty gaga for it in my early teens. And the reference is more than just a little aesthetic. Is more than just aesthetic. We've now seen that slobs aren't necessarily bad, or at least no more so than any poor, confused animal trying to survive. And that was always one of my immediate thoughts when playing these old horror games. Any creature really deserve to be seen as only a monster to be destroyed, however unnatural or however dangerous it may be? I know that canonically, the monsters in Resident Evil are usually far beyond reasoning with, but I still like the possibility that maybe they'd respond to kindness if someone had ever tried.
we we like that way of thinking.
Yeah. I also like to think that slobs aren't all limited to even the variety we've seen. Many slobs are a bit different when they derive from a parasite rather than an injury. I'm definitely certain they can derive from neurological and psychological disorders, like depression, which are really just as physical as any injury when we're really honest and stop pretending our minds aren't also made out of meat. I have no idea who this character is that I just drew for an example, and I kind of have more than enough characters planned, but you probably already want me to do something with them. We'll see. Making your own slob is pretty simple. Obviously, just pick out the worst or most interesting injury you've ever sustained, a chronic condition you're okay to joke about, or some other illness of personal significance, and make that the most prominent feature of a meaty thing with basically the claws of a mole, or maybe a sloth. The scariest claws come from the most adorable animals.
What is this one story?
I think it's SpongeBob?
Oh, we just read the next one.
You can even make slobs for other fictional characters, and they don't have to be reddish either. They tend to glow all one color, but the color is likely to differ with the zone of origin or even the specific strain they're sharing.
Very nice. Oh.
Intermission. Minor character spotlights.
Ah.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna feel like 100 pages.
Mhm. It's only 80 at least. We have a
Yeah.
viewer, by the way.
Oh, we have a viewer.
Yeah, one viewer.
Oh, I'm the viewer.
Damn it.
Sorry to say.
Alright, alright.
All right, intermission. Minor character spotlights. Stretching my stretching myself pretty thin during Halloween season, I have to admit that I've still barely done any work on Awful Hospital during this week. But I definitely needed the break in order to do anything, and it's still returning on October 31st no matter what. If I haven't gotten any extra work done by then, I'll just be doing all the artwork as I go along, last minute like, which is how I've almost always done the comic, so you're actually not really going to notice much of a difference. No, taking a break from updating and ostensibly getting a bunch of stuff done ahead of time was all entirely for me, to just make things a bit easier on myself. But if I were any good at making things easier on myself, I'd probably have had a real job and a complete education of some sort, and then I'd be too busy to have ever made this comic. So you should be thankful that I'm actually that terrible at managing my own time. You would not have this comic to read if I actually had it together. And I think that's probably kind of true of every single webcomic and web series out there.
Yes, yes.
Anyway,
Ignore your responsibilities and live in a hole.
yippee! Anyway, while you continue to wait, here are some personal thoughts and reasonings behind some of the fellow patients in the intake ward. Spleenard spleenus, depressed spleen. Spleenard was one of the first characters I ever came up with, almost as soon as I decided that your fellow patients would all be different body parts. The spleen is actually one of the least important organs in your body. Helpful, but not critically necessary to living a long life, and most of us only know the spleen as an organ constantly referred to in cartoons for its funny name. This made the spleen a prime candidate for an insufferable pessimist, and the kind of lonesome, bitter old man that likewise almost nobody would miss. But there may be more to our spleens than we really know, and maybe more to this spleen specifically. We'll just find out when we get there. A rule I gave myself early on was that no patient would have any appendages or facial features not normally connected to them, so I couldn't just slap buggy eyeballs on everything and make it a monster. Instead, Spleenard's eyes represent scarring from old injuries or infections, with the rest of the spleen looking lumpier, more deflated, and more ragged than a healthy one is supposed to. He's been through just about everything he could, and is still somehow keeping on going.
Yeah, he looks like it. Look at this depressed sad sack.
Ah, tell me about it.
There, there, we pat you on the head with our computer mouse.
Yes, yes. Keep making physical contact. Just what I needed.
Alright, screw you then.
The broken skull. I
Vroom vroom.
think that's the laugh I do for the broken skull.
Think so. Oh, yeah. Also, you go vroom vroom.
Vroom, vroom. This wound up my favorite of the patients. I think the snail formed from a busted head is probably the most visually striking design out of the patients, and could have even worked as an overall series mascot. I guess it's still not too late. This character probably makes more sense when you know he was the origin. It was originally a concept for a ghost, the ghost of a speed obsessed motorcyclist who wouldn't wear a helmet and became an ironically snail like phantom head injury. It
Hmm.
still worked just fine under awful hospital rules, but now you know why he speaks mostly in race car noises. Vroom, vroom, vroom,
Hmm.
vroom.
I distorted the gooey eyes. We forget what voice we did for them. Or if
I
even.
think it was like Boston.
Uh, I distorted. I
Ooh,
distorted.
Yeah. This actually wound up my least favorite design of the patients for whatever reason. Maybe because people found it confusing to read, or because it looks too much like something out of my Mortasheen setting instead of something unique to Awful Hospital sensibilities. What I was going for was to have a creature formed out of pink eye slime,
Ooh.
weighed down by the eyeballs it feeds on, which might have actually been separate characters all along. Were you going to say something?
No. I just heard that loud chair.
Yeah, I rocked back to get some water.
Fair enough.
Ida at least helps establish the running joke that none of these beings are suffering the problem you think they are at a glance. The pink eye monster has a bad case of lice, which also wound up being tiny clowns because zone stuff? That was honestly pure improvisation based on your comments and feedback, like countless other things in the comic. And I still wasn't sure at the time what kind of tone or total level of weirdness I was going for. Does it still fit with the feel of the series? I don't know.
We liked it.
I will say, it doesn't feel that out of place considering that the cake painting was once a clown painting.
Yeah. Yeah. We
You
think
could,
it
you
was
could just
because of the clown painting that had it became clowns.
Bogleach, pass it off as something the Parliament did.
Bogleach, add more clowns.
Bogleach, become Andrew Hussey.
Bogleach, don't. Just don't.
Yeah, Bogleach don't.
we still we still need to watch like those readings of Homestuck with You that Elroy did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Angus Cobb, the Crooked Spine. I knew I wanted one of the patients to function as an item shot from the start, and a crooked spinal column felt too obvious not to do. I actually intended to have a type of enemy monster that looked like this, with a stinger on the end of its spine, and Angus would have just been an injured one that started a business instead of running around killing things. I still like the idea enough that maybe I shouldn't have just ruined it, but it feels like it conflicts with what I actually want these organ things to represent. The rules of this setting are pretty flexible, though, so maybe there's still room somewhere for his more violent cousins.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like Lacey, the wound.
I do kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
By the way, if we do meet those more violent cousins, I am going to do the exact same voice for them. They're all going to have this transatlantic accent.
Oh, beautiful. We love it. Lacey.
Jarona.
Jorona. Lacey, the wound.
I think I was doing the voice for Lacey.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Lacey, the wound.
Hmm.
The idea of a sentient wound began as another enemy monster concept. Wounds that would crawl around, slug like, and still function as holes through whatever surface they passed over. This was a little complicated, and enemy concepts were getting too crowded. So, a single wound being, or network of them, became one of the patients instead, even if a wound isn't really a body part. I mean, it's kind of like a lack thereof of body
Yeah.
parts.
That cannot be his name.
Lacey?
No, this one's.
Oh, Bloodstain, Bloodstain, the Bloodstain.
No, it was more of a country accent.
Bloodstain, Bloodstain, the Bloodstain.
Hmm.
You know, in my mind, I was trying to go a bit more like jazz musician, but he definitely is like Southern.
Yeah. It's been a while
Bloodstain.
since we last did it. So we don't. Let's
That
not
being
blame
said,
each other.
that being said, I think I did Bloodstain's voice in like the last one, or maybe the one before.
Hmm.
Although I definitely remember maybe shifting his voice around a little bit, going more Southern,
Yeah.
doing the voice I do for Yellow.
Fair enough.
Bloodstain wound up being the most liked patient as soon as Bloodstain spoke, which was, once again, all improv. I had plans in place for almost all the other patients, but Bloodstain came fairly close to being one of your first hostile encounters. Body parts were going to be friendly, while blood splatters, wounds, blisters, and other symptom beings were going to be dangerous. but the line was already blurred too much for that to really make sense.
Cute guy.
The tasties.
Tasties. Cute guy. Tasties. Tasties.
Is he the barf, or is he the stomach? Is he both? This one was not only conceived as a more dangerous monster, but could still very easily head that way. And I didn't actively try to make this one all that cute or charming. You haven't even seen just how huge he gets. He may have got how huge he may have gotten since we gave him his pills. It was absolutely not. Second take.
Alright.
And I
Well,
didn't actively try to make this one all that cute or charming. You haven't even seen just how huge he may have gotten since we gave him the pills he was absolutely not supposed to have. Or was he? One of our biggest ongoing themes is that what's good for someone isn't always simple and obvious.
yeah. Nobody knows.
I've mentioned this before, but anything related to nasal discharges is my actual gross out button. It was so severe that when I was a child, that I wouldn't have even been able to draw this at the time without literally vomiting, dry heaving again every time I accidentally thought about it,
Ew.
and losing utterly all appetite for food until probably the next day, much to my parents' repeated horror. This
That
was all
sucks. We
Did
said
you say?
that sucks.
Ah.
Hmm.
This was all exacerbated by having absolutely chronic, relentless sinus problems myself, sometimes bedridden with sinus infection for nearly a monthly basis.
Ooh.
So, pretty much everything about this monster, and especially the contrast between his graphic detail and sad, sympathetic characterization, a really personal thing that I basically had to do once the setting was figured out. Originally conceived as an old man with a droopy like voice and personality, everyone just assumed he was a little child as soon as he showed up, and I just like that better. I was, after all, a little child, and this character would have ended me just to look at. He also slightly cheated the facial feature rule with his toothy mouth, but I wanted to make absolutely sure you could read the nostrils as eyes, especially if that helped the grossness at all. I guess it isn't really cheating when your mouth is so close to your sinuses anyway, but that's just another thing that constantly left me traumatized back in the day. I still don't like to think about that proximity too much.
Fair enough.
I resume streaming your OBS for me.
Oh, sorry.
Next.
We already hit next.
Intermission. Minor character spotlights. Part 2. Corpse World.
Ah.
I'm honestly still not sure just how I feel about the Corpse Zone story arc. I never meant for it to last more than a couple of weeks. A quick little dungeon in your own body to show off how deep these zones and concepts can go, but it turned into pretty much an entire series of its own over the course of nearly a year, complete with its own visual style and more video gamey logic. Did we go too far off the rails? Maybe. Though that's often my favorite part of any other series. I have to say I'm a bigger fan of the thriller arc.
Probably.
I'm gonna look that word up.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, it is bark.
Yeah.
I'm a bigger fan of the thriller bark story arc in One Piece than all of the rest of One Piece put together. And I think it even holds up entirely on its own, with or without an understanding of the rest of that series. I guess by ballooning a simple side quest into something so big, I at least proved to myself I was capable of actually building to a climax and wrapping up a storyline, which was a pretty important exercise for the comic itself.
Sorry.
Dr. E.M. Balmer. I fucking love. I was gonna say segregation, but it's not segregation he liked. It was what was it?
Colonialism.
Not colon. No. It was
Gentrification.
the not like cologne. It was like the thing. What's
Gen-
the
gentrification?
Gentrification. Thank you.
Yes.
My name is Dr. E.M. Balmer, and I love gentrification.
Yes.
And liberalism.
Sure.
Dr. E.M. Balmer. I've always loved kid-safe villains. Those bad guys who are just plain mean, grouchy, goofy, and mostly intellectual to the point of being more
Ineffectual.
ineffectual, sorry.
No
Mostly ineffectual to the point of being more sympathetic than menacing. The purest form of this is the Gargamel, that rotten jerk who lives to terrorize some innocent community of tiny people, friendly monsters, or talking animals. The idea of a rotting corpse as a world with its own people had come to me long before Alpha Hospital and was almost the main focus of the series in the first place. And I knew it would have to have one of these dorky bad guys. It makes sense in the rules I established over than an embalming machine. Bulmer's personality is based heavily on Arctos, the Gargamel of the German Australians. Wait, Australian. No, yeah, that's Australian. I would have assumed Austrian because,
Yeah.
Germany,
Europe.
Austria.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not just Europe, they border each other, they speak the same language. Anyway, the Gargamel of the German Australian series Tabaluga. And I think of him as basically having the same voice. I don't know who Arctos is, and I
Yeah.
definitely.
We looked at the link and he seems to be like a sentient evil snowman. We think just continue with your regular, bomber voice because at this point we just love it.
Thank you! The more you support my voice, the more gentrification I get to do.
No! No!
I fucking love gentrification.
No! Bomber! Dr. Bomber! Please be reasonable. No,
I'm
we're
making
mad
a
scientists. We
gentri-
can't say be reasonable. But please
I'm
have
making
some
a
morals.
I'm making a gentrification themed trading card game.
What?
You win by gentrifying the other players.
We hate this. We hate this. Anyways.
Bomber isn't even as evil as Arctos, though. He's just trying to fulfill his job. And as you may have caught from some dialogue snippets, even the people he's constantly trying to murder don't really take any of it personally. I guess in much the same way that Bowser is still invited along for all that go-kart racing. It helps that, as also indicated by Bomber's speech patterns, he makes no distinction between what he loves and what he hates. The more he hates something, the more he loves it, and vice versa. He lives for his own misery, which we may just use for our advantage if or when we ever see him again. I'm also not really clear whether Bomber's true form is the machine body or the embalming fluid sloshing around inside of it. It's probably a little bit of both.
Maya Celia.
If you read if you've read and can at all follow my explanations for how this universe works, then you know that mycelia is simultaneously a normal, unintelligent mold growing in the literal, familial version of Fern's dead corpse, and this dashing rogue wandering the dungeon world manifested by said corpse. There are also, however, other non-sapient fungi in Celia's version of reality. And maybe if you dug another zone deeper, you could go adventuring with the people versions of those too. It's complicated. I had Celia's character and most of her backstory pinned down almost immediately. So at one point, I considered a reveal that she was just really a kid and she was really LARPing all along. At one point, I considered the possibility that everyone in your corpse, including monster encounters, were all in on just one big RPG session Fern thought was real. I still find this idea funny, but it would have ruined the emotional impact of the backstory I really wanted to give these characters.
Staff. It's hard. It's hard to do the voices with just one word. Like staff. Staff. I'm trying to do my staff voice, and it's very difficult to do that with just saying the name staff.
Yeah, sometimes I like have to say something to go into Like to get myself like really hooked up into a Jay voice, I say one of his lines from the first story I read. My moderate germophobia. Anyway, bacteria are naturally the main inhabitants of biovessels, the dominant people, or the closest equivalent to humans. Giving them all little masks of keratin was a world building idea kind of out of left field, just because I wanted to give just because I wanted to have a common design motif with a fantasy feel to it. Staph does not represent a single bacterium, but a being manifested by one entire strain of staph bacteria in Fern's body. So, in our world, Staffy exists as billions and billions of bacterial cells multiplying and dying inside of Fern every second. And every other bacteria person we saw is similarly the concept being for one strain of one species of bacterium.
Fireball! Maggie!
Yeah. Although I think Maggie's voice was a little gravelier.
Fireball! Maggie! Maggie.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
In the same vein, Maggie's species represents all of a corpse's insect activity. As long as a dead body has maggots, its biovessel zone will have a being like Maggie, or her mentor, Magatha. Despite representing maggots, Maggie is an adult, and Magatha was basically ancient. You hear that, Rule 34 artists?
Alright, continue.
These beings spend many, many layers in their maggot form before dissolving into a gigantic swarm of tiny, mindless fly-like things they regard more of like an afterlife than a metamorphosis. And their ability to control these flies is analogous to communing with the dead.
Aw, that's sweet in a morbid way.
Yeah, I bet Maggie would love divination.
Yeah, she would.
Up close, I think these flies would be ever shifting, chaotic motes of prickly legs, black hairs, and multifaceted eyes, rolling little balls of the concept of flying insects. I think the next step in the life cycle would be these flies eventually finding another corpse zone, mingling with its flies, and filling up a trash can with their own dead bodies until a new maggot like being starts to grow inside.
Hmm. Tricia.
I don't have a whole lot to say about Tricia, who is kind of a throwaway side villain, except that she is not the sexually transmitted Trichomonas vaginalis. There are actually several protozoa in this group that can be found as parasites or harmless freeloaders in the human body and other mammals.
Metal.
Okay,
Metal and hide.
I do one of their voices?
No,
I
we
don't think I
think we did both of them.
Yeah, one of them was Boston, one of them was British, and you did both.
Yeah. Forget whose was who. We think we did it in the correct order. We
I mean,
did.
I assume Methyl. Hyde
Yeah.
was like the British one is wearing the bowler hat, obviously, and I think that
Right.
was Hyde.
Yeah, fair enough.
It makes more sense to like line them up that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bomber's two kits, sidekicks are conceptual beings representing the methanol and formaldehyde in Balmer's fluids. This does mean that their root concepts are anchored to the same embalming fluid that I just said might be Balmer himself. This is perfectly normal for the zones where you, too, could totally hang out with manifestations of your own molecular components, assuming you actually knew them personally and got along with them well enough. They may represent your molecular components, but they still have lives of their own out there in the virtually infinite perception range.
Hmm.
Worms.
The worms crawling. The
The
worms
worms crawl
crawling.
out. The
They'll
worms play
play
pinochle
pinochle
on
on
your
your snout.
snout.
They eat your eyes. They
They
eat your
eat your nose
toes.
as
They dig
you begin to
and
decompose.
decompose. Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, by the way, I'd like to mention that worm in the top right there, the little lemon worm.
Huh?
I
Yeah.
think that's a Homestuck reference.
Oh.
There's a little lemon with a face that kind of looks like that.
Alright.
I, it's a bit generic, but like the beady dot eyes and open mouth, they sort of remind me of it.
Alright, good to know.
In the real world, Worm is a term so broad it's almost meaningless. We use it to denote most, but not all, boneless animals with elongated bodies, a set of criteria so common in nature that worm is only slightly more specific than the word creature or beast. I have a solid idea by now of what I want worm to mean in this setting, but I might save it for its own short story or some cooler in universe reading material. Suffice to say that they are their own distinct phenomenon associated with conceptual manifestation, and everything that exists in any form has its own worms in addition to any other associated conceptoids or zones.
Speaking of zones, the biovessel zone.
Yeah, good job reading that in Fern's voice.
Ah, fair enough.
While not a character, it's possible that a lot of people skimmed, forgot, or didn't totally understand the in universe explanations for this setting, though I think most people more or less surmised how it works on their own. If you do need an explanation, it's just that everything alive or in any way sentient has a zone connected with its body, loosely based on its anatomy. Zone stuff, as we established, works in such a way that you can totally visit this world and explore different environments based on your organs and tissue, just as Fern got a little taste of. You can go further than that, of course. Not only could you visit the carnivorous maze that represents your own brain, but so could the being representing your own brain. Maybe the two of you could work together to track down and destroy the hideous, disgusting clot of blockage representing your debilitating chronic procrastination problem, though that in itself might come in sentient being form or yet another layer. Though that in and of itself might come in sentient being form on yet another layer, and he might decide to show up and make the whole endeavor really awkward, because maybe he's actually nice and doesn't mean it, you don't know. There are basically an infinite number of stories I could squeeze out of this. Makes sense, because exploring the magical land of your own rotting carcass was almost its own series idea. Then an idea for a morbid children's book, Goosebumps age range, with a protagonist who ultimately has to solve their own murder. I might still do this.
We like that idea, actually.
Oh yeah, the girl into murder mysteries likes the murder mystery.
Shut up.
I want to plug your murder mystery story idea, your future one.
We think we may save it for when we actually start writing it, and rather than just have the concept down. And also, I, as an author, barely know what it is, or
Fair enough. Fair enough. It was one
in
of your
that
other alters.
I think the first I heard about it is just now.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
No
Anyway,
worries, no worries.
a short, creaky hall soon opens up into a vast, cavernous new chamber.
Oh, wow!
Happy
Happy
birth!
birth!
Great minds.
Think alike, the fools really. What a goddamn dump!
Approach the window. The boxy window being the boxy window being already appears to be staring at you, but you'd rather make sure it's safe.
Lewis, can that window person get me into trouble?
Oh, Winterfred's not really smart for a grown up. She's super easy to fib to.
Willis, that's not nice. But thanks. Here goes nothing.
You remember this being, or one just like it, in the surgical ward lobby, but never had the chance to talk with it. Beyond the glass is only pitch blackness, and its filthy plexiglass slowly crackles as its eye holes somehow blink.
Hi there. Welcome. We certainly don't have any visitors these laters, but we're dumping aggressively, prohibited under the quarantine and subject to instantaneous termination and all that business, right? Oh, right. Well, see, that is, so I guess you couldn't possibly be anything other than the very same emergency assistance the doc keeps on filing for. She sure took them layers enough. Bureau crabs, right? Ah, exactly that. Bureau crabs. Don't I know it? That really I'm getting sick to death of patients who can't seem to stay put in their own wards. But I hate wasting perfectly good food, right? Right.
Play along. Fish for info.
So, what do you know? The bureau crabs hardly told me anything. I might have to be brought up to speed on this whole situation. Yeah, that's perfect. That's pretty typical. The last few weren't properly briefed either. Last few? Oh, it's been a little quirky around here. Lots of things. If you ask me, I think staff might be going missing from the zone's fundamental continuity. It just seems kind of unlikely we would have left ourselves so grossly underprepared, right? Well, of course, seems pretty quirky in here. Yeah, so my job's just to welcome you and tell you where to put yourself early, but I can tell you a thing or two. For one, you're not the only emergency temp we've had, but you're the only one intact with these layers. The temp janitorial squad lasted the longest, but they got slurped all inside, upside, outside by a dome fiddler. Ironic, right? You bet. Basically, we've been hit with some critically unstable patients. Real end of all things kind of hubbub, including what might be our patient zero, from what I'm hearing. But it's all pretty hush hush, right? If you're meant to know much more, Ginny will fill you in when she assigns you your jobs. Alright, sure. Can you tell me anything about Ginny I should know? What about the rest of the staff? Does, that Dr. Phage come around a lot? Ugh, does he? Tops my smears off that guy. Does a good job as you can expect, given the sheer workload he's given with any given sublayer. But he's in and out a little more than seems necessary. And, I don't know, seems like the current situation might be taking a bit of a toll on his senses. As for Ginny, well, same story to be honest. Peas in a pod, those two. She means well and she's been keeping things together the best she can. Put the ward and her grasp on her reality, but you might find her a tad eccentric to work with, and whatever you do, don't look directly into the back. The back? Yeah, her eyes aren't in the front, but the back, well, not everything can have a perception that undiluted without conceptual fracturation. If she asks you to, you're probably okay. She usually probably knows what she's doing. So the rest of the doctors, let's see, Tori's currently busy with our zeros branchinations. Roy's off in his ward trying to make sense out of its communicative behavior, if that's even what it's doing anymore. And Fleetgood's around.
I just
Who's
realized there's a character called Rory.
Rory?
Motherfucking Rory Knight.
We were thinking Rory Williams from Doctor Who, but to each their own.
No, it's Noelle's secret cousin. Someone's been opening dark fountains.
Yeah, fair enough. Who's around? Uh, the pets guy. I don't really know if he's supposed to be around, but he is, like I said, quirky lately. I'd just stay out of his way, let him do his thing. Ginny can handle him if he gets weird on you. Oh, okay. So, where do I put myself exactly? Oh, right, my actual job. Right next door. Your left, my right. You should find everything you need in the temp audit office, and you can buzz Ginny that you've arrived whenever you're ready. I see. Thank you, Winifred.
You wonder why the being hasn't acknowledged the slob accompanying you in any way. But it's probably best not to call attention to it. You notice Willis is sort of hiding himself, and it's probably best not to call attention to that either until you're in private.
Makes sense.
Enter your office. You thank Winifred again and creak open the nasty, corrugated metal door to the little shack. You thought the outside was crummy.
That's part. Yeesh.
Cool! Arf!
It's bliff. Bliff.
Arf!
Blurf.
Arf!
Blurf. BLERF. Blurf.
Straight up blarfing it.
Sure.
Anyway, examine room. You know, the fact that it's just kind of bigger on the inside than the outside is actually somehow sadder than if it were the same logical size. I wonder if anything in here could even possibly be of any use.
Doctor Who if it was shit.
Doctor what?
No. It would be like
Doctor
it would be
Doctor whom?
it would be it would be something like Nurse, how come? Nurse, how come?
Nurse how come? Nurse whom?
Alright, continue.
Anyway, the monitor on the desk does not turn on. It only makes a soft, slight fizzle and the tiniest little pop when you press the switch on the side. The metal drawer once again contains the same junk you left in the one back at the exam ward. The larger bottom drawers are empty, but spacious. You can't even find the back wall and could probably fit a person in here. The ceiling is extremely high. The dangling light bulb's cord keeps extending into darkness. The interior of the bucket appears damp and sticky. It smells like rotten meat. Warm, moist, sickly sweet air wafts through the blue tunnel. You feel a throbbing vibration when you touch its plastic surface. The cardboard inbox on the desk is filled with about an inch of dust, and one very small object. Found. Temp staff pin. A cheap plastic pin labeled in what seems to be Sharpie pen. Holding it in your hand, tingles.
Willis, do you have any idea what will happen if I put this on?
Dunno. I'm not supposed to play in here. I mean, I play in here lots, but I don't know how nothing works because I have to hide a lot. I'm not really allowed in here.
You really shouldn't break so many rules, Willis.
But my favorite grown-up does.
Willis makes an obvious show of looking directly at you.
Only when I have to, Willis. Not for fun. We can talk about it later.
I love when Fern goes into mom mode.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to voice actor doing that too.
Try on the badge?
Hmm.
Tingling of the temp staff pin is very reminiscent of holding Tori's identification card, but weaker. A little different. Not nearly as alarming. Is it safer? Is it safer? Only one way to find out, really. You try it on for just a second, or whatever passes for a second in one of these layer things.
There you are.
Act casual? Maybe it's the badge, maybe it's the obvious context. You know the huge horrible thing slithering into the very suddenly claustrophobic shack is unmistakably this Dr. Ginny you keep hearing about. You take a seat and try to look friendly. Willis and the eye thing have hidden themselves in the desk. You're not sure if it's what you're not sure if what you're looking at is closer a speculum or is closer a speculum or closer to those. Yeah, there should be the word two in here, I think.
Yeah, fair enough.
Is closer to a speculum or closer to those horrible huge forceps that they use when a baby gets stuck?
Broadleaf fix this typo.
Ogleach, fix this.
Broadleaf, marry me.
Ogleach, donate to her Patreon.
Yes. We don't have a Patreon yet, but we will one day.
Ogleach, donate to her Cash App. I don't know.
Yeah, Broadleaf donate to our Cash App.
I think Ogleach has a Patreon.
Broadleaf, we want a divorce.
Ogleach, you want the kids.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure Bogleach has like an actual girlfriend.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyway,
Glad about that divorce then.
you suppose it's a sort of multi-purpose what's it, or a general impression of all that crap they stick you with at a real maternity ward. In any case, it positively reeks of alcohol and aloe. The smell of cheap, dried up hand sanitizer and its rubber glove body undulates on the floor like a stranded eel, continuing out of the door into the darkness. Its huge, glistening eyeball looks up and down in audible, wet little twitches before the thing blinks, shakes, and finally begins to speak, as though its mind was somewhere else entirely.
My goodness. Wherever are my manners? Just barging in like this? They must be so confused. The state of the world has undoubtedly shifted once again since you would have been briefed, or has it? Can't say I can be so certain from the inside. You'll just have to wing it through. We'll just have to wing it through your orientation. I'm Dr. Ginny Specula, but I prefer Dr. Ginny or just Ginny. Of course, most of my patients call me, wrong one, wrong one. Kidding. Well, mostly kidding. Okay, but listen to me prattling on. You haven't got a word in, or have you? Let's talk about our wonderful new temporary support staffer. That's you, Theory.
It's hard not to think of some huge disturbing bird as you stare into the yawning beak. Yes, the stork really does deliver babies, who would have thought? Her voice, however, reminds you more of Daffy Duck if he were somewhat squeakier and shouting into an empty trash can. Every time her jaw closes, it's with an uncomfortably loud and jarring clank. Every time it opens, with a metallic squeal that buzzes through the air and drifts into your very bones. He spits even more than Lacey. By far, not the most annoying boss you've had.
Amazing. Amazing that that's true. Did we accidentally get across Daffy Duck? We did kill her like he just high pitched high pitched receptionist, but with a lisp.
I didn't hear a lot of. I mean, was that a lisp?
We don't know.
No, like lisp is like S to TH. That was more like like S to SH, I think.
Fair enough. Anyways,
Or is that still a lisp? I don't know a lot about lisps. Anyway,
neither do we.
conversation mode. Carefully. Okay, this monster thinks you're staff, but she also thinks you're undertrained staff, so you've got some room to screw this up. But you don't know how much room. Let's be careful what we say.
Well, there's not that much to say about little me. You can call me Franny. Franny.
What was that? Branny? Seriously? You don't even know if names are an issue here, but if they are, you could have done so much better.
Well, hello there, Franny. So, you're likely trained in at least the basics of zonal medicine, but with the present instability of our general reality, it will be entirely safer if we assume your basic knowledge is effectively zero. Does that make sense? For all we know, even the simpleness of tasks here
Asks.
in our ward, we're trying to add in the lisp.
Asks.
Task here in our ward may have already drifted significantly from your experience. Whew, that's a lot of that is thanks. I'll be sure to double check everything I can with you. In fact, I already have an awful lot of questions. Excellent. Please don't hold back. You have my professional promise that no possible question is too foolish, too personal, or in any way suspicious.
Aw,
Hmm. Okay,
I like
so
Ginny.
yeah, Jenny's nice. Okay, so when the Fred said something about other staff disappearing on you guys, yes, unfortunately, the ward has become exceptionally hazardous these layers. But as long as you don't wander too far without supervision, you should be relatively safe. We're adding the list words that wouldn't even make sense. Just be sure to remain here in your office as many layers as you can. If I'm not present, I'll try. What exactly do you need me to do here? This and that. I'll be supplying a list of directions as they come. Will primarily require some help handling out less critical cash.
Cases.
Less critical cashes, general maintenance, and some miscellaneous errands. Alright, well, I've also heard this and that about some sort of big case. Something you're calling Patient Zero? Yes, not the most pleasant conversation topic, but I suppose you deserve to know the basics. We've got a little one off the gray zone who's actionating exponentially beyond conventional interzonal connectivity. I'm sure you can imagine the ramifications. Um, refresh my memory? Well, I appreciate your thoroughness. I can see your multi-organ system yourself, so I'm sure you understand there's a particular order to let your organs interact with one another. Your digestive system is is not rigged to deliver gastric juices to your lungs, after all. Such is the risk of aberrant connection between zones. Every branch we perceptoids form in our travels is a permanent migratory conduit for concepts, like boring a hole through a physical barrier. The patient is boring holes where they do not belong. Zones that were previously never adjacent are leaking into one another where the poor thing's branches are have breached interzonal bit membranes. I see. That's consistent with what I've learned so far, actually. Ah, good. Very good. But don't you worry yourself about that one. Only us top-level doctors should need to bear the burden of direct access to zero, and each biovessel is safely locked in our war's problem vault. Oh, that's good. Great. Just between us, medical professionals, how bad is it? The patient, I mean. Is shit getting stuffy in here? Just between you and me, we can't know. We have either never encountered a case like this one before, or we are already obliviously inhabiting the aftermath of one. That's neat. Oh, isn't it though? Not just neat. It's neato beans. My colleagues are so gloom and doom about all this, but I can't help finding the whole thing just marvelously interesting as an academic. Yeah, real exciting stuff. I can see the two of us should get along just splendidly. We really ought to get you started now. Any other major concerns? Oh, yes, actually. Wonder Dread also said something about someone else running around. Fleetgood? She said he might be weird. Fleetgood? Weird? Ah, why, the fantastic Dr. Phineas Fleetgood is neither unusual nor in any way suspicious in the slightest. He said so himself. He has been nothing but a tremendous boon to our work with.
Dog.
Sorry, what was that last word? I think I misheard something. What?
Dog.
Word up.
Veterinary.
Ward, after all,
Dog.
is half of our focus. You and I will be dealing primarily with
Dog.
But if you have any questions about,
Our dog.
you should be asking the good doctor. Right, I think I'm done questions now. Better get to work.
Dog.
Dog.
Dog. Anyway, leaving your
good
companion.
good improvisations on the dog, by the way.
Yeah, I figured you would like the word under that is baby. I figured you were gonna say the word baby under that, but
We were just trying to read what it said over the word baby.
it was like the word baby and the word dog. I think like that's supposed to be like the like this like there's some zonal issues with differentiating babies and dogs,
Yeah,
and so
seems
that's
like
a
it, yeah.
anyway. Leaving your companions behind for now, you follow Ginny as she slithers back out into the ward.
Alright, Franny, let's go over the basics.
B-wing. Ginny explains that this is the more public face of the ward. Beyond this door are the education services, examination rooms, and other facilities for parents to be. The A Wing. This is apparently where more private internal work is performed, including special cases and the problem vault she mentioned earlier. Dr. Fleagood's wing. You're told this is where that Dr. Fleagood spends most of his time treating, dogs? The word is still overlaid with baby whenever Jeannie speaks. Jeannie's
Just,
office.
just knock.
If you ever need her.
Jenny, just out of curiosity, where are you keeping that zero patient again? Oh, that would be the B-Wing's problem vault. Don't worry, we've got it locked up nice and tight in the Bosch maximum security containment chamber. Not even Dr. Phage is getting in or out without my personal approval and direct supervision. Truth be told, though, we can't rule out that I may need your assistance with that one on some layer or another. It's an awfully big maybe, but we'll see what you can handle before we upgrade our clearance levels. No pressure. Right, no pressure. So, what should I be doing first? We can leave that up to you, dearie. I could show you around more, accompany you on a few basic tasks until you're comfortable working alone, or I can leave you to go your own pace. There's work to be done just about everywhere, and I'm sure there's plenty you can figure out on your own. You can always change your mind if you need me. What will it be?
Uh, let Ginny show you the ropes. Alarmingly, you don't have to say anything for Ginny to seemingly know your answer.
Excellent. Let's start with a nice, easy one. Hmm? This is. Uh-oh. Don't tell me you even. Don't tell me you even need a refresher on basic egglet care. I'm sorry, I'm sure I can't. No, no, it's alright, really. I'll walk you through it.
Oh.
Go on, push the middle. Oh, it's a Tamagotchi.
You gently and nervously press the cracked center of the little egg thing in your hands, and with an unpleasantly wet little crunch, its surface wraps and configures into something kind of familiar. You blink a few times as a childhood obsession rushes back to you. You're pretty sure you know precisely what you're looking at. It even makes the same sounds. And also, there's lightning outside of my house.
Oh, hope you're staying
It's fine.
safe.
We've had lightning before.
Now, this is a very low risk one I was going to take care of over lunch, so don't worry if you make a mistake or you two. I trust you should have some level of familiarity with something at least similar. Actually, yes, Jenny, I am familiar with something like this. At least the way I'm seeing it. I mean, I know we all might perceive stuff differently, right? I think I know how this works, but you should definitely make sure we're on the same page here, just to be safe. It's safe.
Picking up her speech patterns, are you, Fern?
Shut up. Shut up, narrator. Absolutely, I'm so relieved to hear our technology isn't too foreign to your perceptual canon. Otherwise, I'd have to suspect it was another retroactive distortion brought about by our, predicament. Ahem. So, as you surely know, a
Dog.
is defined by its immature conceptual core, even more fragile than that of gray zones beings. Perceptual shifts from zone to zone can be quite hazardous to.
Dog.
So, whenever possible, we treat our little patients remotely via egglet. So, what I'm holding here is representative of a
Dog.
shape and sound in its native zone. The egglet established a controlled synthetic manifestation branch between the two, allowing us to monitor and treat the fragile little one by treating the egglet itself. It's a system so simple, we've been able to outsource care to the gray zone during epidemics of exceptional scale. Oh. Oh. So, remind me again what happens if Egglet, dies?
That childhood obsession. All 20 or 30 of them would still be gathering dust in Granddad's attic, long out of battery power.
No worries, of course. Should anything go awry on our end, the connection is severed before it translates back to the real.
Dog.
Then Egglet will reboot if possible and re-establish the link until we get it right. Following either
Successful, I think?
yes, it is successful. Successful success success
Successful.
successful treatment or repeated failure, Egglet will permanently close connectivity to any real patient. Foolproof, really. Except, well, do I? You said yourself we couldn't be sure what we know. Well, that is the problematic cases. It's really not necessary to get into right now, obviously. Actually, Jenny, that kind of sounds like it might be fairly important to get into right now. These are people's babies you're messing around with, after all. Right, yes, you're quite a serious professional, and I appreciate that, really. I'm sure you know how rare it is for
Dog.
to react abnormally to hospitals' exposure, especially through our synthetic connections. That's what the system is there for, after all. And successful treatments far outweigh the risk, obviously. But you should know that from your training and all. I can't be sure, remember? Well, we still don't know exactly what triggers such an abnormal developmental surge in a small, very, very small percentage of our patients. We believe it may be an as yet unidentified conceptual pathogen or parasitic pseudospore, not unlike a reverberator, but it's all just hypothesis. All we can generally do is secure and contain problems until we can successfully reverse their conditions. But you can reverse it. Of course, in theory, we're working on it. And their parents? Well, every case is special. Every problem develops in its own unique way. Some can be safely shrouded, some merely need to be quarantined from their native zone, some are even virtually harmless, but we have to be on the safe side, so they all need to be evaluated for containment, and so do any closely related, and of course, they may have contaminated. So you lock them up or throw them into limbo or whatever it takes to just keep them under control. You still haven't cured any of them. Basically, yes. Good to know our realities coincide. However, unpleasant it may be to on some subjects. Jenny, do you know anything about something that might call itself the Parliament or Old Flesh or anything like that? Do I, huh? What? I don't know those noises. I, I don't know things.
Wait, her speech impediment is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Ginny's voice sounds very different. Smaller, younger, and very, very alarmed. By the way, can you hear the rain?
Only when you speak, we think, and only
Okay.
slightly. It's very faint. I'm sorry, it's nothing. Never mind. What? What was nothing? We should really get on with your little walkie-through, shouldn't we? Yes, definitely. We should be getting a signal back from the real
Dog.
this very layer.
Ginny goes over the basic functions of the egglet with you, and it's all exactly how you remember these things. Soon, it chimes loudly, and the little being in the display membrane, as Ginny calls it, begins to act differently. With pleading eyes, the thing gapes its mouth wide and emits a repetitive beeping.
Wash, feed, rest, play, meds, gold. It's all up to you.
Feed. You feed the little thing, and it appears happy for a moment, but grows steadily agitated, jittering wildly and emitting an unpleasant keening.
Oh dear, a tantrum after dinner. You should know what to do.
Scold. I'm wagging my finger in real life.
So early.
It's not a pleasant feeling, using the egg's beady, wet eyeballs as buttons. The left cycles through commands and the right selects them. It all comes to you instinctively. Selecting Scold immediately calms the thing down, but now it looks fairly miserable, and the meter at the bottom has lowered back down a notch. Play! You're torn between play and meds. You try cheering it up by pressing play, but it only deflates. Medicine! You administer the virtual medicine, and the thing perks up, but shakily. Aw. Rest. You quickly select rest, and the health meter fills to the top.
Not bad. You've clearly done this before. Of course, subjects from different zones will indicate their needs quite differently. Not all of them will be this straightforward. We can now return this egglet to stasis. Let's head over to the archive.
The egg closes up again. It's warmer than it was, and you can feel a soft pulse.
Hmm.
Follow Ginny. Ginny slinks her way to the A Wing, a structure that looks uncomfortably like a big stomach, and leads you around the perimeter of another massive chamber.
Mind the forward viewing. The ward tried to separate itself from the problem vault, but I'm afraid the resulting gaps are just letting in a nasty abyssal draft. Here we go. Just deposit your completed egglet through the slot. Our archivist should handle the rest. Gotcha. And what if I need the problem vault?
While you converse, you push the egglet through the hole in the door, as instructed. You hear it roll along some sort of chute or tube on the other side before a plunk as a metallic chittering sound. It's probably okay.
You shouldn't need that. Problems are rare, as I do believe we just discussed. If something were to go wrong with a patient, I should expect you to come straight to my office. Anything else you need, I suggest going through the supply room to the right. And if you need to unwind, our complimentary employee cafe access is open 24 gelatoons per endomoite, 7 endomoites per nanospiral. There's also, hmm, Huh? Sorry, I thought this wing had more facilities, but maybe I'm just tired. You, you can possibly handle yourself from here, but I'd be happy to show you around more or answer a few more questions. It's your call, Fanny.
Uh, ask a few more questions. Oh, there's a creature. A creature in the top left.
Yum. And also something here. Um, I I don't want to keep you too tired, Ginny, but I still have a few concerns. How will I know what to do next? Can you tell me anything else about Fleetwood or the problem cases? Do I have to be careful of anything dangerous around here?
Jenny really does seem worn out. Her metal jaws stretch wide in what seems like a yawn, her eyeball blinking heavily as she collects herself.
Hmm. Don't worry, dear. The computers are down. We don't know why, but I'll have an analog cash list manifesting in your office, and Eggless should arrive by tunnel. Fleetwood, well, just stick to your job for now, and let him stick to his. I'm sure you can figure out the rest, but you can swing by my office if you're stuck. As for dangers, well, so long as you don't stray too far from hospital duties, you shouldn't run into much worse than the odd tissue bandit or flab grabber. I'm sure you can handle yourself well enough. Off a lot of those, little white things around here. Mud boots or something? Is that a bad sign? You know how it is with parameter deterioration. Just be glad they're not dolphins. Right. Well, Jenny, I think you could use a break. You're right. I can figure stuff out on my own. I always have so far. I don't want to, but I'll be no good to anyone this overworked. There's just one more thing I almost forgot. If you find anyone or anything trying to tamper with the vault, or worse, trying to get to patient zero, and they aren't myself or Phage or one of the other doctors, stop them by any means necessary, even immediate termination. We cannot risk any greater breach than we've already suffered. Right, of course. Thank you, Franny. I already feel like I can really trust you.
I fucking love the trope of oh yeah, by the way, you know the person that you know I you know the
I'm gonna
that person.
kill whoever made the Dark Fountains. Whoever's making Dark Fountains, I'm going to kill them
Yeah,
horribly
that kind of
with
thing. Like
rocks and sticks.
whoever this spy is, we need to find them and kill them. And I trust you, sir. You are our most trusted employee. You can hunt down that spy.
Yeah.
Anyway, go back for Willis and the slob.
Oh,
Bidding Ginny farewell, you decide it's best to go straight back to your office and retrieve the kids. You really don't know how well you can trust the two of them for long. And they're gone! Of course they are. There's some fresh goo in the bucket, but no egglet or anything else. They wouldn't have gone in the tube thing, would they? A piece of paper lies in the little tray on the desk. The list of tasks Ginny said she'd be sending. Could that be it? Did Willis get to it first? And get it in his head-like area to help you out?
we're going to read this without the list, but the same voice. Your
Okay.
duties, in any order you see fit. Check reception canister for egglets regularly. Neutralize minor hazard loose in B ward. Investigate commuter issues in our sector. Reassure visitors to B ward that everything is under control to the best of our abilities and any XK level hyperbole. Dr. Gia. Oh, and any XK level threat is strictly hyperbole. Dr. GS.
Alright, calm down. Take it step by step. We'll have survived without you and can quite likely still do so. No need to panic just yet. If you can look for him while you do your other jobs? When you call into the blackness of the metal cabinet, you only get an echo. At least, you hope it's an echo, because it sounds just slightly less like your own voice than an echo ought to.
Hmm.
No answer from the plastic pipe either, though when you concentrate, you hear a lot of distant gurgling and rattling. You're not about to risk diving in yourself. It's barely wider than you are, and it goes straight down. You're not. They're not hiding in the recycling bin either, but that reminds you to deposit the leeches already. Item recycled. Bag of leeches. The salesman, at least, implied these might be part of a staff member. You wonder what happened to the other two you've supposedly recovered. The scissors in the bottle of uh the bottle one. Hmm. Consult the polyp.
Remembered I exist again, eh? Rethinking life with a few stowaways?
Ugh, no. Louis and the thingy are gone, and you're the only one left who can talk.
I'm kidding. Wouldn't board a sinking ship anyway.
What's that supposed to mean?
Relax, I'm double kidding. uh, the kitty ain't got anything I can track, but those sloppo things leave a juicy reek. Oh, yeah. They were definitely in here, but so was something else. Came from deeper in. They must have really spooked the slog what's it from the smell of things.
Can you, follow them?
Yeah, easy, but this other stink. Yikes, no mistaking it.
What?
It's worm. Not a little worm either, like you find in between meals. A pretty big one. Like you'll find only in, well, a rotting zone. Their favorite. Though it was funkier than usual around here. Something else too. Can't place it, but don't like it. I'll take you to the kiddo and the ghoul, but I think I'm gonna sit out whatever happens next.
Really? You didn't set out for anything else that wants to kill us?
Yeah, I sure didn't.
Follow the polyp. The terrible little thing leads you on a meandering route before stopping at the B ward door and refusing to go further. You could have guessed to look there on your own. Are we here? The
Yeah.
OBS is still loading on my end.
Oh,
Actually, how's the stream? Okay, we are here on the stream. Okay, the stream's fine.
okay, good. We're still recording just in case. Oops.
Got it. Okay, we'll just continue.
Fern, it took an egg!
Yuck!
You're far better at that than we would be.
I mean, did you want to try?
Yuck! Yuck! Yuck!
I do like that. Do you want to take the worm?
No, we're doing enough voice acting this stream.
Okay then. Yuck.
Yeah, besides, you have a better voice for it. Anyway,
Well, it is practically Goofy, like
yeah, fair
the
enough.
dog Goofy. Anyway, reason with it?
Hey, Worm, please give that back.
Yuck! The worm surges forward. You barely manage to duck out of the way as it snaps its blocky, crooked teeth where your face was just seconds ago. Choose your action. The egglet emits a pitiful peeping sound. You don't care if it's artificial and it can just disconnect from its patient. That's the sound of something in distress. And what's this thing even want with it anyway? Something else feels off about this whole situation. There's a weird sense of urgent dread that feels somehow familiar.
We love. We just want to stop to say we love ice slubs like ability names. Do a hurt? No. Weird sounds. Use a thing.
Use a thing! Anyway, round 1. Willis, shield the egg. Everyone else, target the bump. Turn used slash. +1 strike roll. Hit. 2 damage. The worm's constant chortling cracks and squeaks as the blue boil on its head is struck. On its back is struck, sorry. Willis used shield. A basket of arteries seem to manifest from nowhere around the little egg. The worm, however, maintains its grip on it. The egg chirps loudly. Slob used slash. Strike roll, 16, hit, 3 damage. Goofworm loses 5 health. Goofworm used Mega Molar versus Slob. Target's HP halved. Round it up. Round 2. Continue targeting the bump. Fern used slash, yada yada, 4 damage. Willis used drink. Willis steals 1/4 of the target's total health. Round it up. Slob used slash. Strike roll 10. Miss. Goofworm loses 9 health. Goofworm used Worm Whip versus Slob. Strike roll 14. Hit. Damage rolls 14 damage. Slob loses 4 health. Slob wobbles on its arms, its giant eyeball bobbing in a daze. A dark purple fluid is beginning to leak from the worm's boil. Chuckling seems weaker, more forced, as though its hearts really aren't into it. Round 3. Now try reasoning with it and heal Slob.
Please, just give the egg back. We don't have to keep fighting.
Oh, sorry. I interrupted too early.
No worries.
Anyway, yuck! The worm appears to calm down and smile. Let's use transfuse. 9 health transferred to Slob. Yuck! Goofworm swallows the egglet and lunges for Willis, madly shattering its jaws. Slob used slash. You intended for it to hold back, but the slob hurls itself between the worm and Willis. Strike roll 20. Hit. 5 damage. Goofworm loses 5 health. Goofworm used Mega Molar versus it up. The worm's boil is gushing purple blood, and its entire body is shuddering violently. It looks as if it's going to puke, but already appears to be rearing back for its next strike. The worm appears to gear up for another attack, but abruptly stops itself, wavering in a curious daze. Apparently, it needs a moment?
Oh, uh-oh.
A familiar, an alien shape hovers upright in the air as it regards you with a wild, blood-red eye.
Uh-oh.
As the last droplets of worm blood run cleanly off its slick flesh, the thing blinks, clicking its bony jaws a few times, and emits an ear-splitting squeal! Level 16 dolphin attacks. Are you gonna play the music?
No, it's a bit too loud in terms of the audio mixing. I think.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway,
Actually, we might anyways because we realize we can adjust the volume.
yeah. Hold on, let me check the stream.
Right.
Alright, I think that should be, like, good. Sorry if that took a second. Anyway, choose your action. Yada yada, we've seen this. Round 1. Burn. Deploy Kidney Stone. Willis. Drink. Slob. Block. Burn unleash the baby Kidney Stone. 1 malady damage to opponent each turn. Willis used Drink. 1/4 opponent's current HP stolen, rounded up. Slob used No! All damage to Ice Slob reduced to 1 this turn. Dolphin loses 10 health. Dolphin uses Acid Spout. The dolphin titters happily as its entire body pulses with a wet, crunchy sound, veins bulging up its length before its blowhole erupts into a geyser of vivid, steaming yellow mucus. Area attack. Defense is 50% ignored. Strike roll. 8 damage. Burn loses 8 health. Willis loses 8 health. Icelob loses 4 health. Round 2. Burn. Use the sleepy beverage. Burn use the sleepy beverage. Strike roll. 18. Hit. You successfully hurl the cold congealed coffee stuff into the dolphin's horrible face hole. The creature shakes its head a few times and floats to the floor like a feather and begins to emit exaggerated snoring sounds. Ew. 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 Doesn't move. But you're now reminded of a seemingly useless trivia factoid you probably last heard when you were just a kid. Dolphins sleep with one eye open. Now what?
Good question.
Initiate a tactical retreat. You back away from the sleeping yet staring dolphin. You could swear that single eye almost looks as smug. You could swear that single eye almost looks smug as you leave the B ward.
Well, that was terrible. I think we need a better strategy. Willis, can you do that thing that patches us up, whatever that is?
I've done a lot of hearts, but I still got my snacks.
Willis used the Flublub.
Yay.
Can you hear the rain right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming down pretty hard.
Mm.
Anyway, you can't exactly tell what Willis does with this, but your perception flashes briefly to an impression of something sticky and a little sweet, folding inside out into something crunchy and acidic before collapsing into a scream into nothingness. Party health restored.
Thanks, I think. Shouldn't we have used that while we were fighting?
He was too scared.
I see.
Next. Dr. Ginny. You don't want to bother the doctor, but the dolphin seems like a pretty serious problem. You tell Willis and the thingy to wait outside and stay hidden while you tap at the door. And she doesn't answer, you gingerly creak it open. A huge cold room is one big box of polished A huge cold room is one big box of polished concrete, air softly whistling through its myriad Swiss cheese holes. There is nothing here but you and the endless lengths of Ginny's arm body, whatever it is. The central heap rises and falls slowly.
The doctor? This though. A little. Yeah. Jenny, hello. I don't want to wake you up, but we can glue it again.
She's completely out of it. You can hear the muffled clicking of her metal beak from within the heaving pile as she mumbles in her sleep.
Doctor, there's a problem. A dolphin? No, but no. Different. Jenny? He's so sick. Fine. Too late. What? Too much butter.
But what was that about you? She continues to snore and mutter, but it's all nonsense again. She's not waking up despite her reassurance that you would come and get her if something went wrong. Okay, try something else. You didn't want to force Ginny awake if you don't want to force Ginny awake if you can help it, and you've dealt with tougher than that dolphin, haven't you? Haven't you? You remember the A-Wing having both a cafe and a supply closet. Maybe you can check those out for ideas before consulting that flea guy the little voices keep suggesting. Weren't you told to watch out for him? You've seen a lot of them scampering around, but one of those mag boils confronts you as directly as you enter the huge chamber.
A vivid red will come for the trick. Expresses like a real one. Do a caution? Sorry?
Fern, nobody talks to those dummies. They don't know anything.
They keep talking to me, Willis. And they keep showing up before something nasty happens too. Like a real one, real one. It can friend, but realistic vivid glue will come out as maggots. It can know. It's more frantic than the last one even. Why is everyone so short or useless?
They're just gross. They don't even have a real core.
Aren't there a few things without cores around? Revolvifiers or something?
They're called reverberators, Fern. Duh. No, those guys have a thing where a core is. It's just gross. It's not like anything.
And nobody thinks that might mean something?
Lots of stuff doesn't mean nothing.
Like a real one, like a real one. Real, a vivid? Will come out, come out, come out.
The little thing wobbles in place a bit, squelches its bubble eyes, and promptly scampers away, rubbery feet plopping wetly on the worn wood floor until it disappears down a crack. Next, investigate the supply closet. Putting the little creature guy out of your mind for now, you creak open the crooked closet door embedded in the back wall. As usual for this place, you're met mostly with an extremely eclectic assortment of forgotten old junk. But some of it might just be useful. Plus 40 used bandages. They were still in their box and even in their individual wrappers, but opening them up confirms that yes, they are stained with old blood and other fluids. There are even hairs clinging to several of them. Disgusting. But now you're a little bit richer, so long as this is still the money system around here. Filthy rags. These appear to be hardened and rusty with uncertain varieties of grime. Sleeping bag. Rolled up tight and a bit tattered in pieces. It smells faintly of urine. You're not sleeping in this thing anytime soon. Did you have something you wanted to. Did you say something?
No, I just have hiccups.
Okay. Mannequin hand. The kind used to display rings, you think. Fingers are a tad sharp, though it seems too fragile to use as a weapon or anything. Hand vacuum. Looks like it came straight from the 90s with its unpleasant creamy colors and yellowed stains. Flipping the switch confirms that it still has some power. Dead thing. Fortunately not moving, it looks very dried out and brittle. Extremely moldy bread. You can smell the sharp, acidic, mushroomy smell from here. Blender. Of everything in this closet, this is probably the thing you most of all hope isn't the maternity wards in the of everything in the closet, this is probably the thing you most of all hope isn't in the maternity ward's closet for any kind of reason. Red bottle. Looks like medicine from here. You'll have to stand on something to get a closer look, or maybe do something to knock it down. A sudden lump in your throat. This looks exactly like the little bunny you made for him. It's like your mom made for you out of an old rag when you were just a toddler. A boo-boo bunny, she called it.
Aww.
Bunny. Alright, take items. Inspect bottle. You're currently rather hesitant to touch the bunny. It's setting off some serious alarm bells. For now, you take everything you and Willis can carry, just in case. You can always come back for other objects and drop a bunch off in your drawer. Then there's that bottle, just out of reach.
Willis, do you think I could get that little bottle up there if I hoist you up? Excuse us.
Sure.
What?
Sorry, just our hiccups interrupted our take.
Did you know that there's a cure for hiccups?
What is it?
You go deep in thought, and you think to yourself, hiccups do not exist.
You can just make that up to make us look silly.
Oh, Moist Critical did a video on it.
Ah, okay.
Actually, wait. Can I try something?
We think it actually worked.
Oh, wait, cool. Anyway, sure, Miss Fern. You use the tip of your sword to lift Willis onto the top shelf. He brings the bottle over and drops it gently into your hands. It's something.
Dr. P's recharges syrup.
Dr. Peas. For your child. And you can click on it.
Oh, we can't?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's just a list of, things.
Usage for emergency explosion of internal components. Warning alert, Dr. P's Meta Corporation is not responsible. Directions for organisms O-947 layers do not exceed 1 amount during use. It contains ingredients of 100% purifiable existence. Natural compounds demonstrated presence within vicinity of Dr. P's regenerative syrup. Dr. P's regenerative syrup is guaranteed to be a product. Dr. B's regenerative syrup has been detected to a test with an observed result. Do not expose this to indirect observation for more than 7/10 of the blue-white circle phase. Not tested on multiple gray spears. Not proven to be always highly flammable. Not known to cause total skeletal explosion under tested conditions. May be harmful if harmful. Absolutely not recommended before or after consumption of food matters. What is this stuff?
It's Dr. P's Regurgia syrup.
Aside from that.
For your child.
What? Okay.
What do you want? I mean, I assure you, miss, it's completely safe. It contains ingredients of 100% verifiable existence.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough. And as we all know, things that exist cannot be deadly.
Exactly. I peer reviewed all of these symptoms myself.
That's not how peer review works, but we like your style.
I thank you, doctor.
Mm-hmm. Us
Anyway,
mad scientists have to stick together.
Why, yes, I could not have said it better myself. Anyway, check under the floorboard.
Alright.
Stashing away the suspicious medicine bottle, you suddenly notice a loose-looking board in the floor of the closet. Under the board is a pile of what seems to be moist, flaky old rust, and something shiny sticking out. Found. Plastic gas hose. Looks like the hose that connects a gas tank to a patient. Next. Visit the cafe! You should probably recycle that thing you just found in the floor, but you had a nagging thought a couple layers ago to check in on the cafe, which is right nearly after all. Although you have to step directly through that fleshy muck to get there. Ugh. At least it's one thing around here that still doesn't talk. You step through the automatic doors? Well, they're bigger.
We'll be right back in a second. We need to have an idle meeting. One sec. You go ahead and you go ahead and entertain chat with all of your war stories that you certainly have.
Yes, my war stories. Alright, chat. I will give you, oh wait, we do have someone watching. 2 watching now. Unless Maddie's also watching. Anyway, time to give an account of, Maddie's war stories, actually. More specifically, the song that plays when she was fighting the Flower Man. 10 feet 20, the Flower Man is waiting for the touch of his hand, straightening petals out without a plan, like the everydayly wish that bothers the Flower Man. Could I do something to make him laugh inside my little chamber made of glass? So he lived the flower man, with his heart in the sand. So he stands to watch the whole wide world from a can way up high in the sky with the sun in his eyes. Ain't it nice? The life forever for
Dun
flowers.
dun 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 dun
And
dun
feet
dun.
20 the flower
All right,
man
let's
is
continue.
waiting. Okay, yeah. I'll sing the rest during the next break.
Fair enough.
Anyway, check on Kathy. You recognize the figure sitting in the beanbag chair. You wonder how much she might remember the unfortunate incident with Jay.
Uh,
Ah, yes, Jay killed her.
all right, that's right. Jay fucking murdered her in cold blood.
Yeah, he's doing the genocide route. Why would Kara make him do this? Anyway,
Anyways,
unfortunate incident with Jay, or if she remembers you at all. What did they say her name was? The buzzers seem to know at least.
oh hi, Kathy, right? Ahoy there, stranger. Tiff staff, I see. Ginny running you ragged.
The acrid stink of concentrated ammonia wafts from Kathy with her every bubbling word. Or is that her drink? But at least you're getting pretty used to the bad smells and bad visuals, sounds, textures, and all pretty not good lately. You're mostly just relieved she doesn't remember your face from the moment she got shot full of bullets. Behind you, you can already hear the impatient tapping sound of a finger on a wooden counter. Ah,
Tap, 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 tap.
conversation mode. Kathy smiles wide, dribbling soupy yellow scum. You know what it smells like, and what it probably is, considering, Kathy catheter.
Uh,
But why is it so thick? You try to keep as polite as you can without gagging.
well, you know that Jenny. I'm Franny, by the way. You come here often? Sure do. That healthier there is just a spew for. I should know. It's made with my secret syrup. Wink, wink. That's why they don't charge me. Want a taste? Still hot. No, thanks. That's sweet of you. I just have a sensitivity to that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, they care to taste across the whole wide range, you know. You look total bile, or flesh squeeze, vibrio, or super casino might be just the thing. The Kina the channel is especially sleek this spiral. They get the sauce pumped straight from the necrozones and ask for the snout squirting wax for a thicker surface film that'll really cook the nozzles on the way down. I'm not sure what else you might enjoy, but you kind should probably avoid this squange this phase if you're not interested in total bio-vessel inversion. Maybe you're feeling adventurous though? They did get the broth just right this batch. Oh, but just listen to me gushing about drinks again. I can't help it. I'm a connoisseur. There's something about fluids, you know? That all sounds lovely. Actually, Kathy, could I ask you a little advice? I am having a bit of a problem, and I'm not keen on bothering Jeannie. She, seems like she really needs her break right now. Oh, my, of course. Always glad to help out a fresh face. Don't hold it, dear. Don't hold it in, dear. Just let it flow. Uh, well, there's a dolphin problem? A what problem? Sorry, Franny, didn't catch that. Dolphin? Hmm? Oh dear, I think we're on a bad connection. Or whatever you may be trying to tell me is a self-censoring conceptual hazard. It would have to be a juicy one to exclude hospital staff. Well, we've certainly been down that river before. How about this? What isn't your problem? Would that really work? Well, it isn't, not a lie. It isn't an object. It isn't nice at all. It isn't something without flippers. It isn't something that doesn't start with D. The, it isn't totally awake right now, but I don't know how, for how long. and it isn't something I seem to be strong enough to fight right now. Shucks, that is some potent info block, and I only caught half of that, to be honest. But I can tell this thing's really raining on your parade, and whatever you tried so far has been a bit of a wash. If I'm correct that this is some sort of pest problem with communicating, they tried the usual poisoning or trapping route? We'd have to consider an ideal bait, of course, something would find an exceptionally tempting food source. I guess that's one thing to try. Thanks. I'll mention it. By the by, that's when I'm getting such a whip of. Oh, by the by, what's that I'm getting such a whiff of, if you don't mind my asking? Smells crystallized.
By the way, I would like to mention that like half of her dialogue is piss jokes.
Thankfully, we've been missing that.
Like literally, like a bit of a wash. Like it's all urine or some other fluids.
Oh, you see.
Yeah. Anyway, show her your sword. You're not sure if this is a good idea, but you decide to bring out the giant jagged kidney stone you've been using to hack apart monsters. You've taken for granted just how weird and gross that is, and the fact that it was left behind by the very first such monster to threaten you and your family. You decide against showing her the baby stone for now.
Oh my, what a specimen. We've been through quite a lot with this one, if half the things I'm smelling are what I believe they are. Sorry, I really didn't plan any of that. I just sort of wound up with it, and it turned out to be really handy. I probably shouldn't have it. Well, she doesn't seem to feel that way. Her core is largely dormant, but the aroma tells me she's been quite content with this arrangement. You fed her quite well. Oh, that's nice to know and not creepy at all. So glad we agree. These are strange layers indeed, many unexpected dangers slipping in from one zone or another. I'd stick together for now if I were you two, though I have just the juices to spare. Don't mind me sprucing the old gal up a bit. Huh?
Choose an upgrade? Enhanced Jaggedness. Successful strike roll inflicts an automatic 3 additional damage. Homing Vibration. Skip the strike roll entirely. Always rolling for damage automatically. Shielding Slash. Fern's block command will now deflect 50% of damage back to the attacker. Or Toxic Barbs. A successful hit will poison the opponent, causing an additional damage each turn. The effects stack each blow.
Hmm.
Next,
We
with the
we liked quite a few of these. Yeah.
yeah, but
Home, home.
ultimately it was the buzzers, the comment section that made the final
Yeah.
call.
We think homing vibration would be the best choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, with the buzzers so split between the two options, you decide to just go with the first one. Upgrade chosen. Homing vibration. Your senses can't seem to get a bead on what the process even entails, and you feel like you would probably rather not understand it. When Kathy hands your weapon back, you are overcome with a bizarre and uncontrollable urge to strike a particular pose in the middle of the cafe.
Dun 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 dun.
Da 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 dun 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 dun
Okay.
da da da
Okay.
da. Da.
Okay.
I've been possessed by the spirit of Siva Gunner. Anyway, did you just hear some sort of triumphant music in your head? You feel kind of ridiculous.
Wow. Thanks. No problem. Feel free to see me again if you go up another 2 levels, Franny. If you don't mind, I should really finish up my break and get back to work in a few layers. Those bodily fluids, those bodily fluids won't sample themselves.
You know that one comic where it's like a doctor and she's got like a glass of wine. She takes a sip and she goes, "Ah, yes." And then she says, "You definitely have diabetes too, patient."
No, we didn't know that, but we're glad we do now. It's
Should I get the comic to show you?
sure, why not?
Mhm. Uh,
Huh.
where
we're just going to lay down a second because we have the luxury of an actual bed this time. But, we can still do. Press R on this back arrow. And there, now we're standing up straight.
Ah, you feel more relaxed?
A bit. Still, still have
Okay, I don't think. Yeah.
Still have a few issues to work through. Let's see if we can't get away with this.
Okay.
Wow, it worked. Okay.
Hmm.
It surprisingly worked. Okay. Oh, weird move though. Anyways. Next.
Ah, yes. I found the comic, by the way.
Alright. Let's just take a look at that first. Look at that color. The smell and the taste. What a nice rounded and sweet taste. You have type 1 diabetes. Let me write you a prescription. That the patient just looks completely grossed out.
Yeah, this is the kind of bog leechian shit that this hospital would pull.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was something. We know some people that would appreciate this comic, so we'll be sure to share with them. But yeah. Anyways, let's continue.
Based. All right. Shall we return to our regularly scheduled program now?
Sure, we get grossed out. But
All right. Buy some drinks.
Alright.
Joe has been huffing, scoffing, and tapping throughout your interaction with Kathy, but snaps to nonchalance as you approach the counter.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, stranger, whom I have never met. Please, choke to death. Now, Sugar Mush, we talked about this. Not until after we have all their money. Yes, Flair. Yes, Flair. Yes. Who? Yes, Mistress Boss Queen Flair.
Mr.
Oh,
Boss Queen Flair.
Oh, you must excuse him. He rather rudely forgets how much we want all your money. Don't worry. He will be disciplined extra rough later.
Uh-oh.
The little yellow button thing winks at you.
Can I just buy a thing?
Really, buy some drinks. You're loath to interact any further with these two, but you do unfortunately have a few questions.
Dare I ask, what would you recommend if I wanted to bait a some sort of horrible, bloating, schooling wet thing?
And poison it, yeah? I know all about that.
Um, yes, pretty much.
It's a dolphin, isn't it?
What? Yes, nobody else has been able to hear me.
Well, we're not hospital staff, are we? Not so sure why you can see them then, Miss Temp Staff. That's interesting, isn't it, dear?
It sure is, boss, ma'am.
Right, real weird, huh? Don't know what's up with the hospital, these spirals and whatnot. So about these dolphins, I haven't dealt that much with them. What do you guys know?
Oh, I'm sure you know just as much as anyone else. Which is, of course, to say virtually nothing. Nobody's ever been quite certain where dolphins originated, what manner of concept or zone they may derive from, how they multiply, or even what their cores are like. They shield themselves from the perception of their prey, and selectively fade from the memories of others with no apparent purpose, but to sow further fear and confusion.
I think some some sort of me has crossed paths with one.
They are brutal.
I remember pain.
You lust to terrorize above all else. Blood! A dolphin will tear you from your core just to see what color it seeps. Guts. My guts! They are devoid of remorse or compassion. It was great. They're magnificent. So cool. Positively, darling. I wish I could be a dolphin. Who doesn't?
Okay, thanks. Boy, howdy, I sure do know some things now. I'm just gonna order something to try it out.
You place an order. Acquired. Vibrio volnificus. This both looks and smells like it could churn halitosis into cottage cheese. You're getting a powerful vibe for some reason that it will make a dolphin especially sick. Acquired. Animal fluid. And dolphins eat meat, right? Especially these dolphins, you would imagine.
Solid logic, if you ask me. Good luck with your cruel slaughter of such a majestic, cruel slaughtering machine. Yes! Have fun! Then die! Joe, that thing's a paying customer. Uh, right. Only die if you're out of money.
Only die if you're out of money. Is a great line.
Anyway, mix the concoction. You collect Willis and the eye slob. Maybe you should give it a real name soon. Just outside the cafe. Anyway, just outside the cafe, thankfully where you left them this time. The trek back to your office is uneventful, and you wonder if the dolphin's presence is keeping any other monsters and weirdos at bay for now. At least if that's the case, you know they can't be anything worse than the dolphin itself.
Here goes nothing.
Item used, extension cord. You plug one end of your extension cord into the same outlet as the broken monitor. The monitor did fizzle and pop when you tried to turn it on, so there must still be an electric current, right? Item used, blender. Sure enough, its buttons begin to glow once connected to the other end of the cord. Now, to decide what to blend together. I'm not sure if the medicine you found is that good an idea here. You think you heard a stray voice or two posting that it would only make the dolphin throw up the poison too quickly. That seems sound. Item used, Vibro vulnificus. You dump the bacterial froth into the blender, trying not to breathe in. Item used, animal fluid. You add the meaty slurry to the froth. You do your best not to gag. You activate the blender on its highest setting and watch the revolting mass become a deep brown bubbling froth. Acquired, bacterial meat shake. This smells like you imagine a septic tank would if the whole family only ate expired dog food. Would even something as abominable as a dolphin find this palatable? Oh, yeah, and recycle while you're here. You've recovered a couple of possibly dead staff members or patients or who knows what. You'll find out soon enough, you suppose. Recycled dead thing. Fortunately, not moving. It looks very dried out and brittle. And recycled plastic gas hose. Looks like the hose that connects a gas tank to a patient. Next, plant the bait. You sneak back to the B wing where the dolphin is still sleeping, still staring with one eye. You gingerly tiptoe inside, leave the drink on the floor, and dash back out like your ass is on fire.
Hmm.
Well, it is hot.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you need to catch up with your.
You turn your OBS on,
Oh, right.
or
We are here.
your OBS, your Discord stream.
Right, here we are. Here's the. What noise does this elicit from your mind?
I don't know. You haven't shared your screen with me.
Oh, did it stop sharing the screen? No, it
Yeah,
should still be here.
it did stop sharing. Is it different on your end?
Yeah, it's different on our end.
Huh. You try unsharing then resharing?
Sure. And resharing? No.
That's weird. Oh, wait. Here it is. Okay. You want to take this from the top?
Sure, we'll just go back a few pages.
Yeah.
We'll go back to.
Okay, I think.
Horrifying noises, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, the dolphin snorts, drifts off, and falls asleep again in one of the tunnel entryways, or at least pretends to fall asleep again to screw with you if your understanding of dolphins is correct. To think that they were your favorite animal when you were 9. Moving on to bunnies was a good call. Generic, perhaps, but at least bunnies have yet to betray you. Anyway, reacquired the bacterial meat shake. Yup, still disgusting.
Guess it wasn't good enough.
Hmm. My mom used to hide medicines in scleebs. Maybe it likes scleebs.
Sleeps?
They were my most favorite. Lots of bloods inside and super sweet, but I drank all of 'em up and now there aren't no more. Mom said that was real rude.
Well, that doesn't help us much then, and gotta agree with your mom there. But maybe we just need to think harder about what a dolphin likes. I don't know if it would fall for this again or not, but I'm still not looking forward to fighting it again.
Next, go through the burger tunnel. Keeping an eye on the prone dolphin, you tiptoe around to the concrete tube with the hamburger painted on it. It's been quite some time since you messed with the hospital cafeteria, and you still don't remember everything that happened there after meeting the big sandwich and the barbecue woman. The memories fill you with ambiguous dread, but if it's meat you need, there are probably still scarier ways to get it around here. The rather short tunnel ends on a familiar looking doorway. Enter cafeteria door. Against your fingers as you gingerly push through it, the stench of meat hitting you like a soggy blanket in the face. This isn't just a cafeteria anymore.
Let's see here.
Howdy, stranger.
Oh,
Let's see here. Hamburgers, juicy fresh food, and reduced grip, wet creatures, special with moist, plastic signs, unblurred, no, comfortable, okay. Hey, move parts with group, butter's whole, canned peas, slash butt, and crunchkin for yuhu, nugget, some bread, flesh fill service, tickles. Right,
hmm.
continue.
Okay, what voice did I do for the stone slab? I think I also tried to do Gilbert Gottfried, but I cannot do Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, we think it was some sort of like, we think it was something like what you were about to do.
Howdy, stranger. Welcome to the 100 food meat experience, now free of a chemical. Feel free to browse our menu and ask about our special deals.
Hey,
That didn't sound lifeless enough.
hey.
Exactly. That sounds good.
Alright.
Anyway, is that another human being and not glowing some weird color? And isn't that the floating rock guy who shoved you through a door into your own dead body what feels like a lifetime ago? He doesn't recognize you, but you are wearing your staff badge right now. You wanted to get in here, get some dolphin chow, and get out, but you have questions. As well start casually. Counter. God, yes, order at me. Order at me, yeah, baby, yeah.
Heh, don't mind him. He doesn't even work here.
How does he not work? Never mind. Didn't you work at the morgue before? I think we met once.
Maybe. I meet a lot of folks in the old biz. Not that many of them talk back.
Old biz, huh? Do I want to know how you get from dead people to, you sure you want to get him started?
Of course she does. It's great. There we were, archiving old biovessels. Not a service all that many zones care about these layers, mind you. When the stiffs started really growing on us out of nowhere, right? Biomatter out the wazooey, right out the wamamingo. Grew straight faster in than we could mince 'em. So, of course, the higher ups got offered a sweet new manager by Infinity
Record.
Flesh Taste Sensation, no bad guarantee. And now look at me now, really killing 2 jobs with 1 stone.
That's lovely. That sounds just great and lovely. Yeah, best not to dwell on it. How you holding up anyway? Holding up? We don't really get all that many human being people lately. Not since Tom got you all. The young lady makes a birthday mouse and she's
That's with your fellow human?
Wait, what was that? What happened to home? Are we from the same home? The one with Paris and Christmas and co-op bears and Walmarts? Oh, that's the one, alright. How long have you been here? I don't know. Isn't time a lie or something? I just sort of woke up here. I just remember home was pretty much like it always was. Okay, yeesh, I'm real sorry. Planet Earth or Grey World or whatever it's called, sort of, well, how should I put it? You already put it as exploding noise. Just tell me. Right, right. Well, by the way, can you hear us when we do the board voice?
Yeah. But I mean if you got a mic, I suggest you like speak closer into it.
Ah, okay, we'll move it closer. Especially since this bit is important. Right, right. Well, it's kind of one big ball of monsters right now. Everybody who could see it happening either hecked off to some other zone or went full John Carpenter trying to stick it through. Wild. Wild? How are you so calm about this? You seem pretty chill yourself, all things considered. Well, I mean, it's a lot to take in. Sure, I guess. It was a lot to take in when little me first found out every dinosaur was dead. A lot to take in when they found out where babies come from or that I wasn't like everybody else coming into work every day to find it slipping further into some wackadoo fantasy universe. Sure, it sucks, but the whole world went even further down the toilet than it already was. But it sure does recontextualize the place when you find out how much more pointless bullshit actually is out here. Yeah, but friends? Family?
Admittedly, you haven't been that close to yours since he was born. At least mom and dad were already gone before any of this stuff.
No, that's a fan. I moved as far away as I moved as far away as I could by 19. And if I knew I could just blur my eyes and see some whole other moderately less terrible world instead, I'd have done it by 9. But, I mean, that's just me. I'm sorry stuff is bad, but hey, the doctor things talk about it like they can fix it. If we don't understand how things get screwed, then we don't know for sure if they can't be unscrewed, right? Right. I'm Fern, by the way. Miss, undecided. Working on it. Oh, alright. I really don't want to be a bother, but can we talk a bit more? I got so many different perspectives on all this Zono junk, but not a lot of it from someone normal. Normal. That's new. You're alright, Fern. Go ahead, not gonna have much else to do. You said only some people could see the weird stuff, and we're just sort of turned into this place. Do you remember much else? Oh, I remember pretty much all of it. Must have started maybe 3 years ago. Burger King was the first to change. Sorry, that happens every time I say it. But so did every other chain eventually. Under the surface of our zone, they're all just tendrils of the same thing. Except, well, there's no idea why. They stayed the same to the end. Apparently, that's just how it is. Everything that exists is a branch off of something, except us, usually. But it's always been a thing for some people to start branchifying for whatever reason and see things how they really are. Guess I just got lucky. They even got whole social media sites for the branchitized. Though not many people use them. Guess they're too busy getting eaten alive by talking cars or having unwholesome amount of funds in the candy dungeons to care about the internet anymore. Anyway, I got about a year and a half to serving invisible monster food and pretty used to weird crap before it really hits the fan. Nobody left online knew why. It's like a lot of little cracks in our zone finally caved in or something. Pandemonium, goldfish storms, and singing trees, and literal sock puppet creep people. Too many zones leaking all at once through our proverbial roof. And then those monster things. Like the, what they're grinding up in the back of that big eyeball thing that came in with you. He a biter? Kinda? It's just been following me everywhere and it's only hurt anything that tries to kill us. I guess it's like a weird dog. Cool, cool. Yeah, some of them are alright, but after a while it was easy to figure out what was happening. Nobody was dying anymore. Anyone who should have died just flipped out into a gore monster and kept going. Do you know how many people die on a normal day? And with how violent the things got, and how many people couldn't even see one while it cracked their head open and sucked their eyes out. Please. Sorry, my bad. You get the idea though. It escalated pretty fast. Eventually, they were just kind of growing in one big, sloppy mess. It was like ground beef kudzu. I'm pretty sure work doesn't have anything to do with it, even if they did start marketing the stuff as incredible meat too. Great to know the entire magical fantasy realms are still made of capitalism, right? Is that safe? I mean, isn't that people? Yeah, I don't eat anything they make here, but the ghoulies grow back from just about anything as long as they're given enough layers to do it. Whatever they cut off and serve up seems harmless so far, just so long as they actually cook it first. Anticlimactic, huh? Our apocalypse is just someone else's salmonella. So amazed you can stand working here, though. I'd be creeped to say the least. You haven't met a big, weird burger monster, have you? Or the steamer woman pressure cooker? I forget. Oh, I have. Definitely freaky. But still feels more ethical than pumping gas for Chevron was. Everyone's a gear in someone's doomsday machine, aren't they? I guess that's fair. Try real estate management if you really want to feel like garbage. Say, can I ask if you know anything about some kind of parliament of flesh? Can't say I do. If they name themselves, they already sound exhausting. You don't know the half of it, and I still don't either, but from what little I can gather, I think this is their fault. Well, feel free to swing by whenever you need. I can keep you posted if I hear anything, and if you actually want anything they're calling food around here, for whatever reason, I'm not judging. It's on me. As a matter of fact, we have a dolphin we need to feed. It's a long story, weird story. In case you haven't noticed, so is every story. If by dolphin you really mean one of those squeaky fish posers, we do have the seafood special, and it's surprisingly normal seafood, all things considered. I mean, they pick it off a tree, but it sure smells like the real deal. Badly. Sounds like our best bet then.
Acquired.
We need to get a drink. Give us a sec.
Well, time for the rest of my serenade. 10 feet 20, the flower man is waiting for the touch of his hand, falling to pieces still without a plan. Yet the every daily hope that powered the flower man would never cower off of its path, even if broken I am more than glass. So he lived the flower man, with his heart in the sand. So he stands to watch the whole wide world from a can way up high in the sky.
sky.
The sun
In the
is up,
sun.
yes, paint it nice. The life forever for flowers.
Hold on, we gotta fix up our model. Real nice. Bad.
By the way, this
This-
redheaded girl,
Yeah.
she reminds me a lot of you.
Really? How?
Well, she doesn't have a name.
We have multiple names.
I don't know, like, she doesn't have a name for a reason that a lot of fans suspect.
Thank you, you.
There's also her leaving her family and the whole sort of
Uh,
anti-capitalist.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, we caught that pretty soon, as soon as she mentioned the name thing, yeah.
yeah. Anyway, yep. Anyway, acquired. The wet creature special. Yep, it's a pile of seafood, alright. Stinky, slimy. You never were the biggest fan personally.
Thank you, you? Are you sure I can't call you anything? A nickname? Eh, well, it's complicated. I was gonna take my mom's name just because she'd hate that. But it doesn't seem as worth it when she's probably some kind of meat spider by now. I'm sorry. Don't be. If she knew how I'd turn out, she'd have just left me at the hospital. Moms suck. Yeah, sometimes. You know what? I like to miss. Let's just go with that. Good luck with Flipper.
Alright. The few parting words, Miss and the Stone Guy, see you off with your order in what the place apparently calls a funds meal bucket.
Ugh. What's going on
Oh.
the screens?
Hey, you got games on your phone?
What's happening on the screens here?
Oh, I feel like I should remember this. I feel like we've seen this before, haven't we?
We don't remember. It's been a while.
I think these guys in Dr. Phage were like talking as blacked out silhouettes at one point, maybe.
Maybe. Anyways.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll understand soon. Oh, that is a bucket of seafood.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, you can even see the fish with the like thing that becomes a tongue parasite.
Yeah.
Anyway, somehow the disgusting smell of decomposing sea creatures has you thinking more about home. You should be more surprised, more horrified to have learned what a wreck it is, but you find yourself feeling more numb to it than anything else. Everyone and everything you've ever known is quite possibly gone, but here you are carrying an ugly plastic bucket of stinky fish out of a fast food restaurant so you can trick a flying dolphin into swallowing poison and get a virtual pet back for your fake boss, who's kind of a giant hand because maybe doing this thing will bring you closer to understanding what happened to your son. You quite simple.
You're quite simple. Oh, Bogleach, you're quite simple.
Bogleach, fix this.
Bogleach, you're quite simple.
You quite simply do not have the energy in you to grieve for the entire planet at once, though your own situation is obviously tied in closely with all that business. He keeps thinking about the girl's words, about how things could possibly be unscrewed, and she's right. With all you've seen so far, it seems like anything imaginable is possible. I really don't know if everything is gone for good. Isn't time itself meaningless according to these, whatever zoners out there? Like, you really can't do anything but press on like you've been for and hope for the best. Damn nasty porpoise.
Uh, your line got cut off a bit.
And kill the hell out of that damn nasty porpoise.
Hmm.
That was the line that cut off, right?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Mhm.
Plant your enhanced dolphin bait. Right, here goes. Item used. Bacterial meat shake. You pour the poisoned mush into the bucket of rank seafood. Item used. Nasty seafood. You place the nastier than previous seafood right where you lured the dolphin last time. Once more, you rush back to the ward's entryway to watch from a safe distance. I'm gonna watch your OBS for this one.
Alright. Gonna make sure that's up.
Yeah,
Like
it's up.
that.
Don't worry.
Mm. That is such a chilling image. Good job, Bug Leech. Uh, 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 oh.
Miss Fern, you remembered
What?
the barf noises, and it's a little link to earlier when she promised to make the worst barf noises.
As soon as the coast is clear, I promise to make the worst barf noises. Oh yeah. So I did.
It's perhaps the last normal question you ever thought would cross your mind.
Moral.
It's perhaps the last moral question you ever thought would cross your mind, but did even a dolphin deserve whatever you just did to it?
Hmm.
Look, it's like it's been fried.
So what did we put in it?
You put in. I mean, you saw that concoction get made.
Yeah, the bacterial mush and some meat sludge and then some seafood added in. Yeah.
Delicious.
Ooh. Anyways.
Like the thing I would eat with your shrink ray.
Alright.
Anyway, recover the egglet. You carefully approach what was previously a dolphin, reading how completely realistic it is to worry that its scattered oozing remains will try to kill you anyway, or at least engage in awkward conversation. Miraculously, nothing bad happens as you gingerly pick up the little egg thing off the oozing heap. A quick press of its center opens a similar little display screen to your previous specimen. The display glows a pale blue this time. A little figure appears to be rocking back and forth, shivering. Faint beeping sounds are reminiscent of sickly groaning and the occasional cough. Administer medicine. You press the beady black eyeball on the right until the medicine icon is highlighted. The egglet blinks a few times, and you wonder if it hurts. You try to be extremely gentle as you press the other eye to make your selection. The little thing stops coughing and stands upright, shuddering completely as it stares you in the eyes. Feed? You try feeding the tiny being. It stops flashing, staring and jittering, but
Lois, what do you make of this?
Kinda scary. But you think babies are sort of freaky anyway.
I'm pretty sure this isn't a human baby, Lois.
Herman, Blumpbotch, Swuggle, whatever. All of you thingies with all the different guts at once are weird. She seems like she's happy, but maybe too happy? Scary happy?
the eye thing is wobbling frantically, as though excited. Play? Bath? More medicine? The cupcake? Is there a reset button? flood of suggestions and thought, yours and otherwise, pushes you to momentary panic. There is no reset button. Nothing in your memory seems to get a reaction. Nothing in your inventory seems to get a reaction. Every button you press seems to make the little creature look worse and worse. What about the bunny? Bunny? What? Crap! The bunny! You totally should have grabbed it. Can you get back to it fast enough? Run! Somehow you know that the little cloth bunny you left behind is quite possibly going to fix this. You've gotten uncomfortably accustomed to knowing things without knowing how or why you know them anymore. As you race back to the A-wing and the supply closet, the eyeball monster jabbers and gurgles more excitedly than you've probably ever heard before. Bunny.
Benoy.
Nui.
We heard that.
Yes, you did.
Anyways.
Anyway, this is. Hey, wait, that was your line.
What's blip?
You.
Got blip?
No. The one before that. Fern said something.
Yeah, we went.
Oh, the mic didn't catch it.
Ah.
Okay, never mind.
Discord probably just ate it.
Discord keeps eating the myth of consensual hearing your friends make funny sound effects.
We consent?
I consent. I don't.
Isn't there some creature? Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask?
Bunny. Anyway.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Level 15 bun slob attacks. Oh, that wasn't ice slob. That was the bunny.
No, that was Icelob reacting positively to the bun slob.
Oh yeah, Anyway, choose your action. Round 1. Fern and Willis block. Ice slob talk. You brave yourself and consider for a moment how accustomed you've grown at this point to the buzzers almost indistinguishable from some instinct all your own at this point. Is that good? Anyway, Fern used block. Damage reduced to 1 this turn. Willis used shield. Damage reduced to 1 this turn. Ice slob.
Yak! Yak! Organic. Wait, what? It talked?
Did it?
Energy. Bio-natural energy. Every real materials. What? Hey, hang on. If you can talk, let's stop.
Fern, I don't hear anything. Bunslob used Talon Dash. The thing continues raving as it zigzags faster than the eye can see. Claws bared.
No chemical 100 type of vitamins can do. That's a what's what flesho.
Fern loses 1 health. Willis loses 1 health. Ice Slob loses 5 health. Despite its gaping new wound, the slob bobs its big eyeballed head enthusiastically, clapping its tiny hind feet together as though in applause, but raises a taloned hand nonetheless, poised to retaliate if you give the word. Round 2. Fern and the slob attack. Willis. Heal. Fern deployed the antibiotic ointment. Enemy malady damage will be halved this battle. Sorry, Fern, it doesn't work as well on you as it does in the hands of a hospital doctor. Willis used Transfuse. 5 health transferred to Icelob. Icelob restored to full health. Icelob used Slash. Strike roll, 12. Miss.
Pure caloric. Sorry.
No, you go.
Pure colloquial. Nature chooses vitalize your energy field.
Arn loses 6 health. Willis loses 6 health. Slob loses 6 health. Do 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 do
Do,
do.
do. We are so screwed.
You still can't tell if the slob is angry or delighted by this battle. Willis, drain. Fern and slob, block. Willis used a drink. Willis drains 4 health from the bun slob. Bun slob loses 4 health. Bun slob used Talon Dash.
Guaranteed real matter.
8 damage. Fern loses 1 health. Willis loses 8 health. Slob loses 1 health. Attack! This hasn't gone well. You can either keep getting worn down, or you can try to take the thing out in one go. Fern used Slash, 6 damage. Willis used Drink. Willis drains 3 health from the Bun Slob. And the Slob used Slash. Strike roll. 16. Hit. More damage. Bun Slob loses 4 health. Bun Slob used Talon Dash!
Not to be taken with or without food.
Damage roll. 7 damage. Fern loses remaining health. Willis loses remaining health. Slob is passed over. This time, the creature avoids striking its fellow slob. Slob used Slash. Strike roll. Hit. 3 damage. Bun Slob loses remaining health.
Adults and children take one every 3.
Victory! Kinda. Oh no. Frem Greamed and Frem Biggest a fallened? This can no good. Or you do. Or you do. Eat the Bun Slob. Oh, here, a fault can good.
Feed, child. Feed and become more whole. And fear not, for soon we will unite in the embrace of the great first to meet, the unspoiled child of nothing. Soon shall the supplicants of blight unruffle the true spear and our foul
I tried to make a burp sound there. Did Discord eat it?
Nope, it didn't. We actually managed to hear it.
Oh, cool. I think that was a real burp.
Yeah,
I had like nachos earlier.
fair enough.
They infused me with the power of burp. Anyway, level up. Attack +2, HP +3. New battle command. Regeneration. Restore 50% of maximum HP, rounded down. Effectiveness halves with each repeated use in the same confrontation. Regen.
Wait. Vital sustenance egressing field of interaction.
Oh dear. You'd better hurry. That other one is already sinking off to their ghastly morgue. A growing young man shouldn't waste meat, friend or not. Well, for a funny one. Still, drop on in if you need anything. Eat the infopod. Investigate the floor growths.
I guess this is ours. Welcome entity or entities of Flex Sector 774QXVB//9, where history is in the unmaking as we speak. Behold the bravery of the old flesh as it boldly infiltrates the very subzone in which the blight better facilitates its hideous perpetuity. Marvel at the ongoing germination of the old core. Long live the old flesh, long perish the blight spawn.
I'm gonna non-exist the hardest.
Nuh-uh.
I'm gonna quintuple non-exist times infinity.
Shush, girls. Mommy gets to stop existing first. I'm the biggest.
Fascinating to think the grand reversal in unblightination of all flesh space I'd begin with such an insignificant bioform and right under our noses.
Oh, if only the kids could see this. Granted, they'll have seen it when we're them, and they are we, and all are one and everything and nothing, I suppose. Yup.
Yup.
Oh, and we can't pick them up a snow globe? I'm sure the one thing will just love it.
Yup.
We can't whistle, so you.
I can't whistle either.
Damn it.
I guess we just have to stop reading here. Like
No.
if we can't whistle, we can't read the rest.
No.
It's like a roadblock. We've been soft locked.
No. We just go. Do not. Oh. Do not go in there. They think they can just jack up the prices on us flesh folk. They're gonna look real silly when we all the same money anyways. By the way, do not expect us to remember any of these voices.
No, we are not remembering any of these, audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Bogleach, fix this. It's a typo. Feel silly when we all the same money anyway. Anyway, wait, that's a wall flap. Talk to wall flap. What's the link?
The
Oh,
wall.
it was something. It was something earlier.
Oh, it seems to be a bonus thing.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, we can read that later.
We'll see if we want to.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sure, kid. I'm trying to monitor. Wait. That's interesting. I suppose you have more than a few questions, don't you? Shh. Not you. You. They call you buzzers out here. Some of our best work, if you ask me.
That's us. Well, not us, because we haven't really commented, but you know,
Yeah. That's terrifying. We're part of the enemy.
yeah, where the comments are. Anyway, ask it questions.
What? Are you saying you made us? Well, we can't take all the credit. Maybe I'll tell you all about it sometime.
And
That's
who
all.
and what are you, really?
Technically speaking, I'm a small part of what's left of your earliest possible forebear. Of course, technically speaking, so are you. So are all of us. You've read our literature, however insipid it must have looked to your limited thought holes. We simply seek to unbreak what was broken. Is there any reason we should trust anything you have to say? No, not really. It doesn't affect me at all what you think or want or do, except the more you meddle, the closer you might push them to Plan B. Nice, fast, efficient Plan B.
And what are you doing to Fern's son?
Science. Do you know why we're perceiving things through eye slob right now? I did see that nasty spill of yours a couple layers ago. Seems to me like your current host's core has become more intertwined with that of the fern.
And what exactly are slubs? And why did your security system attack iSlub when we were last following him?
You would call them happy accidents, faint whispers of what once was, conveniently prone to consolidating themselves. As for the Automan, beats me. Something must have confused its understanding of your host. Can you tell us anything about what we are in all this? Well, I think Fern might deserve to hear it first, to be honest. I think she'd be quite interested to know what you are and what you're doing.
And the dolphins?
The what? Dolphins.
Oh,
Aren't they
I'm
yours? The dolph I I'll be back.
Ah. Even he doesn't want to fight with the dolphins.
Oh dear.
Follow him into the portal.
Boink.
Bonk. That was bonk, not boink. Ow! Wow! 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 It no a portal. It will. Ow! Wow! 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 Wait for him to come back. Wait, read that?
Wait for him to come back?
Boring. Boring. This is Westchester Lair. Must be like most unluckiest lair or something. Do over thing now. Sorry. Do over thing now. Sorry. But what?
Check out the cafe?
Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, okay, okay. This better. Not be a well again. I go and uh, ah, Parliament flesh. My finest customer. Anything you want, little man. On the house.
You do a really good voice for a sinister manager like Flair would be.
Why, thank you.
Hmm. Inquire about the menu, but be careful.
Okay. Some you said not to, but some you said to, so I will, cause Flair's a lady nice to me. Wait, gong. Almost developing words, are we? Isn't that sweet, dear?
I not like this one.
You know, like this one. Here, cutie. Have yourself a Parliament special. It's a brand new, safe brewed, safe flavored kombucha tea available exclusively for Parliament bio nodules.
Item acquired, whether you like it or not. Safety. We loved the idea that the Parliament are not the biggest players here. Both Flair and the Dolphins seem to be running circles around it.
Oh dear. Of course we are.
Do not drink that. Don't do it. Don't even open it. Hazardous materials confirmed. Ingestion not advised.
Okay, okay. Clams down, all you. Won't eat a tea, and it get creepy in here anyways. Yuck. You know what? I think that Lady Flair is some kind of a monster. Yep. You think a monster is real life? I'd better not be. Whoa.
The ice slob is so cute for a flesh thing. Anyways.
Oh, thank you, nice lady.
Of course,
You-
Ice Love. You're adorable. Salutations, Protoid. I am Wastebank.
That was your line. Visit the store. That was your line.
Visit the store.
Ah.
Salutations, Protoid. I am Wastebank Terminal 33. And this is my counterpart, Bubble Merchant V2X Umbule. Yo.
Yo.
Alright, you get to do it. This guy again. Oh, his name was Z something. Your
Oh, his name was Z. Wait, no, that wasn't. Oh, his name was Z something.
Your current depositable nutrient load is 750 excretion crystals.
Our inventory has been updated.
Then
Functioning.
a ton of items. Do we really have to read all of these items?
I'll just skip these items. I'm pretty sure we've read these already.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's been updated, but like whatever the comment spot, we'll get a description for anyway. Next.
Ugh. Pardon our mess.
Anyway, you are the narrator still.
Make purchases. Extracting, processing.
Ugh, delicious.
This guy and that one. Acquired. Ancillary storage platter triplicate. Inventory capacity expanded. Acquired Healet Bladder, maximum health increased. Acquired Nat Comb, auto hit enabled. Acquired Flip, attack stat increased. Acquired Ink Sac, escape command enabled. Acquired Swirl Clister, added to inventory. Wood Pulp added to inventory. Unknown Bleachery Cranial Accessory added to inventory. Unknown for unknown. Well, we supposedly did promise to trade for similar enough objects. Added to inventory. Thank you for your patronage. Your remaining nutrient worth is 197 excretion crystals.
Nice. Ah! Do a hurt! Do a hurt! No! Weird sounds! Use a thing! Regem! Escape!
Exit the store and look for Fern. Warning, warning, imminent existential parahazard not detected. Carry on. Thank you for enjoying the scheduled test.
Huh? Oh, enjoy your shopping spree? Don't be a stranger now. As a designated passage membrane of the old flesh, it is always my pleasure to open for you and close again with the knowledge of a job well done. Yeah, door. I know you're up, but where are friends? Oh, I look and look. I a good looker. Did you know that what I got, I have the biggest looking part of Allah? But I did not see a frem within it here. Ugh, where go?
Try the office. No, the patient ward. Wait, we should explore more, shop more, fight stuff. Try your new hat on. Fight the Ottoman. Go to the dentist. Find Fern. Find Fern.
Okay, jeez, I hear yous already. Let me think. I a good thinker, I think. Yeah. We got the hap, didn't we? Sounds like the most popular idea. Okay, guys, I'm putting hap. Here go nothing. Place. Hmm. Employee entering only.
Enter the doorway.
Okay, here goes. Oh, it's them two. Ah.
Oh, uh-oh. Another who's it out of the abyss.
Your turn. I think I left the poker by the.
Wait, no, my bad. Looks like one of us. Howdy there, fellow employee.
Poker's still an option, just saying.
Actually, if we're in here, who's watching the front?
Oh, I took care of it.
Right, well, hey, guy. Check on the front for us, will ya? Sure thing.
Heh good times with work, friends. Care for a refreshing flesh sustenance, fellow friends. No, I'm good actually.
I don't eat.
Leave the break room and head for the front.
Okay. Something's smelling good in here.
Shh. Oh, this is yours. This is yours.
What is mine?
This voice line.
Ugh.
Sorry, I didn't see that. I didn't
It's
see
fine.
that.
Ugh.
It's fine. He's caked up.
Of course he's caked up. Of course I am caked up. You expect me not to be?
Hey,
I
it's
should
Hey.
be offended.
Hey, it's Bomber. Let's bother him. Cautiously. Oh, look, it's one of the little hot dog things that gets split at the bottom. It's cute. Anyways,
Oh, what? Hot dog things? Wait, have we seen these things before?
on top of the boiler. No, it's not that. It's that there's this. It's that it's something that would sometimes happen as a kid where there's a little hot dog cutter that makes a hot dog into a octopus. So
Oh, I've never heard of that.
yeah, it's just something pretty cute.
I like the little hot dog octopus.
Love the steak worm.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mm.
Anyway, Star Trek. Ugh, they'll hire anything, won't they? I don't suppose you're a good dishwasher, are you? No, not quite what I expected from Amiga. Apparently, even those wretches in the bathroom, in the break room, are considered higher ranking than a cook around here. But not for long, perhaps. Oh no, not for long at all. Why, when those buffoons get an eyeful of what I left in the suggestion box, my unfathomable brilliance will blow their minds clear to Oh, the front. Don't bother. Some gluttonous oaf has been placing its order for 12 layers straight, and I'm not so certain it's even half finished. We could probably shovel any slop in its general direction and it'd be satisfied. How can anything tell the difference? All the same organic rubbish, product, and consumer alike. That is, if our supply team hadn't ground to a halt almost an hour ago. Actually, why don't you make yourself and that disgusting paper of yours useful? See what's hiding things up that. See what's holding things up on their side. The code for our branch should be red.
Enter the code and check out the vault. Wait, can iSlob enter the code?
Yeah, it's just red. Not like I'm stupid or something. Jeez. I have sort of two different voices for iSlob, for his inner monologue and his little animal sounds.
Both are adorable. We like them both.
Let me read the
With the
narration.
combination entered, the steel handle begins to turn with a squeal, and the bent metal door clatters open on its own.
Wasn't me.
Obey the sandwich! Obey it! Obey it! Ah, ha, ha.
You have attacked the level 15 next slob. Or no, wait, you're the narration.
You have attacked level 15 next slob. Choose your action. Do a hurt. No. Weird sounds. Use a thing.
The thing! Regem!
Regem. Escape. Attack. 3 damage. Versus their 6. Oh. Eat. Not. Yes. 5 damage apiece. Drawer 8.
By the way, you might want to do a bit of an elegant voice for that voice on the radio.
Alien voice? Alright. I saw
Elegant voice.
elegant. Regenerate. Regains 50% of max AP, and next slab extends. Defend. We're figuring out the message. All damage reduced. Ice Lob used no. All damage reduced to 1 this turn, and the next lob used Fang Strike. Damage reduced to 1 as well. It's copying you. It's copying you. Monkey see, monkey do. Not clear.
Okay, begin attempting translation. It's probably something like, repeat, vessel, blank, not cleared for processing, repeat. I just don't know what that one blank is. Repeat, vessel, acclaimed, accoladed, accounted, accrested, occupied, not.
Like,
Cleared, cleansed for processing. Repeat.
repeat, vessel occupied. Repeat, vessel occupied. Not clear for processing. Repeat. What? What? Oh, hello. Something you. Is this us? Is this? Hang on. Adjusting transition. Are you hearing us better? Cease defensive protocol.
Ah,
Hostility abated. Contact established. How should we proceed, Captain? Monitor ongoing threat potential. Engage communications. And that's
wait, this is the elegant one.
Monitor ongoing threat potential. Engage communications. And that's captains to you. What's happening here? Communication established. Both slobs regard one another passively. You, not the eye slob or fern, but you, readers, feel a strange sensation, although your brains were previously tightly closed containers, and the seal has just been broken.
Who are you?
Is this a stable channel? We are Queen Dr. Stephalia, captains of the vessel now designated Fern 1. We are not previously aware of any J series vessels occupied by rational bioforms, nor any other Fern series capable of external interactivity. Please verify peaceful intention or submit to termination and absolution by superior force. Thank you. We're peaceful, super peaceful. More importantly, are you Celia and staff? Hi, it's us, Fern's Buzzers. Fern? Fern! Oh goodness, what are you all doing in that then? We'd better not hear that Fern is an extant concept, and it better not be your fault if she's not.
Well, she kind of took a spill in our last battle, and somehow we were transferred to Icelab here. He's special, please don't eat him. We're pretty sure Fern has spawned again in her hospital room, but we're a little sidetracked right now.
Oh dear. Well, if you think there's anything we can do, we certainly owe her a great debt. We never would have forged our unified mycobacterial empire without her to inspire my brilliance. Our brilliance, sorry, yes. Finally, a good character that we can identify with. Kidding.
Oh yeah, plural, sort of.
Yeah, plural. Just
I
there
mean,
is more in a literal sense.
yeah.
Do tell. What is all this? What have you been up to? Oh, this and that, we suppose. Colonizing biovessels, perpetuating our empire from the gray to the omnichromatic. It's only quite recently that we have at last achieved motor control over the entity you are apparently calling a Nexlub. But we refer to it as FRN1, or the Outer Housing Flesh of Subzone MG0908. You get the picture. Never before had the inhabitants of a zone held such power over its external manifestoid. Our very world is but our puppet. We're unto gods, gods, we tell you. It's pretty neato.
Awesome, but wait a minute. Where the heck is Maggie?
Oh, don't worry, the old gal is doing quite well for herself. Perhaps you've heard of the Ritenating? Or Ritinating? Ritinating? Perhaps you've heard of the Ritinating? No? Really? Must be a microbiome thing. She's a bit busy with all those acolytes and cenobites and prophecies and sacrifices and whatnot to spend too many layers with us anymore, but we're happy she's happy. And we're happy she's on our side. Okay. How did you end up here? Did Hamburger chop up your vessel like this?
Armburger.
Did Hamburger chop up your vessel like this? We do seem to have taken a wrong turn, or rather overshot a zone we were certain was supposed to be quite a bit longer. Our agreement with the recombinators designates vacated, acognitive vessels for sustainable harvesting, and our little navigational error appears to have sorted us in with the D stock. This hand bargo character seems to be all butcher first, talk later. Perhaps it's really only you, thus far, who can perceive our broadcast. You know how it is with experimental tech. Troubling, though, it's not the first layer we've attempted a zonal shift and found a sort of gap.
Wait, gaps?
Indeed, at an increasing rate, we have attempted zonal shift and nearly stepped out into nothing, into the abyssal non-zone. We believed it was miscalculation at first, our capacity still in a prototypical state, as it were, but we are not the only entities we have encountered who report this problem. Can you hear us when we say Parliament of the Old Flesh? Old flesh, you say? Yes, we're receiving that well enough. Our staffy half is feeling mildly nauseous processing the concept, but we would both like you to continue.
Okay, this thing called the Parliament seems to be responsible for a lot of what's been going on. The sickness affecting Fern's body, the degradation of the hospital, the mutations affecting Grey Zone biovessels like FRN-1, and our eye slob, and quite possibly these missing zones. We believe they are fragments of something that no longer exists, and they desire to rejoin everything into a single form.
Ouch, okay, hold on. Okay, are we alright? Do we need to sit down? Are we sure us? What you describe aligns neatly with our research thus far, though we have yet to identify a singular culprit. We believe these entities to have in part facilitated the merger between the morgue and the recombinators, which, as you know, has been of significant benefit to our empire. But whether our prosperity was an intended consequence on their part has yet to be seen. What is this merger all about? Are you aware that Ballmer is working with them? Of course, technically speaking, he answers to us after the morgue's restructuration. We hear he flips a pretty mean burg, as the tourists have been saying. Our arrangement is quite elegant. While the red blight appears to perpetuate of its own accord, we at the mycobacterial empire possess means to target specific zones with new infectal waves. Converted biomass is considered our exclusive jurisdiction, but we permit the recombinators to harvest and process this resource in exchange for the use of their interzonal channels. They are very adept at zonal infiltration and membrane penetration. You could say that with their help, we have become one of the most formidable contagious mechanisms in the perception range, second only to whoever is responsible for the rest of the blight spread. More than likely this parliament of yours. Psst, your turn. Legend?
Sorry, my mic was off.
Fair enough.
There's a button on here. It's a good mic too. I just hope I don't keep getting that mixed up.
Oh,
Anyway,
this last section is gonna be a long one.
can you tell us a bit more about that?
Oh, certainly. Our staffy half is most eager to wax blightology. Perhaps you recall the contaminant we uncovered? The experinator? The thing that murders the metal idiot with a hideous dolphin? We remain regrettably uncertain as to the experinator's origins, but we have thoroughly documented the nature of its effects. You're familiar with the concept of a virus, I take it? A biological entity consisting of very little more than a parasitic self-perpetuating biocode, or genes as they are sometimes known. The principle here is quite similar, but what we are dealing with is a parasitic, self-perpetuating conceptual algorithm. It converts the biological material of the host to its own encoded material on the basic conceptual level, overlaying this idea of the subject flesh with the idea of something else's flesh, which must be what these folks mean by this old flesh, yes? Now, this is only a hypothesis on our own part, but we believe the continual regrowth and adaptability of the resulting bioforms, the vessels that you're calling slubs, may be due entirely to the sheer vastness of this infectious concept. Hosts become essentially points at which the original bioform, this old flesh, can leak back into existence, destroy their flesh, and more of this lost concept simply flows back into reality to replace it. In even simpler terms, the old flesh was once something very, very big, and then it was gone. But now it is returning to reality in a highly infectious form, with infectees themselves functioning as the holes through which this old, big, gone thing is pouring back into reality. Thus far, most contaminated populations are fortunate that the infection typically takes hold only in a post mortem vessel, and the recombinators are fortunate that simple application of extreme heat renders the reconceptualized flesh as inert as any other meat. Otherwise, their customers might all have been reduced to beings rather, not quite civilized enough to know how to order from a menu. No offense, I slub.
Thank you for reading all of that.
Yes, our
Anyway,
voice is quite tired, so
I think I'll go. I think I'll go back to being the narration now.
alright.
Anyway, we have more questions.
Oh dear, our business at Hoshe may be growing a little impatient. Or perhaps it believes it must assist the bully when an altercation has come to a standstill?
Do attempt talk, jump ship, mock battle.
Hmm.
Let's chat.
Gonna talk our way out of this, eh? We weren't having any such luck ourselves, but that hat of yours might be just the connection we need to get through to that big lug. The comprehension barrier is fairly fast, but we may be able to get some broad ideas across if we really concentrate. Tell you what, we'll beam some basic concepts your way, and you can focus on the ones you want to relate to the humbugler. It's an old school interzonal language, and the selection of ideas is going to be unpredictable, but it just might do the trick.
Emojis. Formulate your message. He looks like he's getting antsy. Name the sequence of icons you believe will express the most appropriate and beneficial message to Harmburger. The comment with the best suggestion gets immortalized on the next page. Woohoo! Next.
This is what, the, what was the needle
Bomber?
guy's name? Him.
No, not Bomber. Miser.
Pfizer, yes. That's what Pfizer was talking in.
Yeah. Anyway, transmit messages.
All right, establishing communication stream. Clown, 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 clown. Sorry, forgot to carry a one there. Hang on.
Alright, I just registered on Discus because of this. Alert, knife, thumbs down, crab, house, mushroom crown, family, knife, thumbs down, money, do not attack. The slob is inhabited by the fungus queen and her family. Killing it would be bad for business.
Success. Subject exhibiting total comprehension. Unfortunately, the first screw up left a degree of uncertainty. He doesn't seem to want to proceed unless we can further verify that this is what we meant to communicate. Let's send another one.
Oh, this is really cool. I propose the following. Hamburger, donut, knife, crab. Get it? Anyway, eye, magnifying glass, microscope, crab. Take a closer look at the slob. And brain, joystick, crab, house, family. Slob controlled by intelligent creatures that live inside it. Ah!
Seems like he's a little overworked. He might need us to really slow down and verify the situation one last time.
Okay. Uh, exclamation sign. Hey, male, slow down. We're on tiny, we're on your tiny partners. Remember us? We have a deal to process meat. Don't attack us. We're controlling this meat. We're inside this meat. We're stuck in your zone. It's hard to communicate. Our transmitter is not working. We can't find the exit. Do you know how we can get out? Meat is a winner, and vegetables are crap.
We have no idea what he just said. Pretty sure he gets what we're saying. A musical intermission.
Okay. We'll
This
return shortly to the the exploits of a dead man's moldy eye. But in the meantime, special thanks goes to our Kickstarter backers, many of them among you, the readers, by other names. Kaylin, Zabransky, Darcy, Rachel, Alex, Jason, John, Emily, Carter, Thomas, one Dromaeosaurid theropod, Riley, Rose, Jacob, Void Professor, Seth, Evan, April, Trar, Absent, and one unknown anomalous entity. Thanks to your support back in March 2018, we can debut Awful Hospital's brand new original intro theme by the amazingly talented Gooseworks. Ah, that doesn't seem like someone who will ever really,
Right. It just
or amount.
seems like they'll be relegated to just has niche internet animations and definitely not become one of the big defining cartoon shows. The creator of the one of the biggest era defining cartoon shows of the 2020s.
Yeah, yeah,
We
that she
just don't
doesn't
see
seem like
it.
the kind of person. She just seems like the kind of person to make like fan Undertale remixes and stuff.
Mm.
Anyway, if you enjoy it, or because you are just a nice person and have a YouTube account, don't forget to give her some nice likes, faves, and subscriptions.
Faves.
You can also faves. I don't even think that was a thing. Thing.
We don't we don't know. We know that there's like a favorites playlist, so
Okay. You can also download a desktop version of the background here. You still haven't met some of these creeps. We're not done with music either. Viscount Godfrey of Furlers has been producing some tracks intermittently since at least 2017. You can check those out as they come over on. You can check those. Yeah, you can check those as they come out over on SoundCloud. But we're proud to host and showcase some right here.
be sure to look for page 796 if you want to listen to all these. But honestly, we have some things to do in the morning, so we want to get to 800 click.
Yeah. Anyway, finally, don't forget that we're only a few updates away from the 800th page fan art gallery and a month away from our 4-year anniversary. I can't believe how much you seem to keep enjoying my single long continuous brain fart. Anyway, next.
Oh dear. Oh,
No.
I immediately went to the Queen Doctor Stephalia voice. But alright. Captain's log. Layer whatever. Third quad spiral. After a few further exchanges with the humbagger, we determined that our vessel's protected status had been ambiguated by a minor clerical error in their file systems. Assured that they would monitor for any possible future errors, we were clear to exit what our scanners have at last decoded as subzone. We're not even going to try. Codename Infinity Chopping Block, an apparent extension of the humbuggle being himself. The ice lab and its buzzers provided us some valuable intel, but many questions remain as to the nature of the Great Red Blight. That the very thing we now thrive upon may pose an XK class existential threat to the perception range as we know it is not an irony lost on us. We have always subsisted on the death and decay of other entities. It is our nature and our purpose. We cannot, however, permit that delicate relationship to destabilize further. The Blight has facilitated our bioperpetuation like never before, but we will have to put those operations on hold while we investigate the true nature of the Parliament and put our theories to the test. Perhaps we can even find a means to reduce the Blight's natural background spread. And while we're at it, maybe we can see about getting those jaunty tunes out of our heads.
Yeah, we didn't listen to them. Anyway, return to the restaurant. Gah! You survived!
Balmer! We should have known it was you. Subject, this jerk. You must have tampered with company files, lifted our protected status, and nearly tried to kill us all. Again! Nice one. Nearly had us that time. Interested in a better job, Doc?
I don't need your pity. But yes.
Alright. This is the last page. Alright. This was a very us heavy run.
Yeah.
All right, buzzers. We seem to be regenerating swiftly. We've got some business to discuss with our old friend here, and we believe it may be pertinent to begin probing further into Parliament operations. Before we part ways, however, you are owed at least some small token of our gratitude for your assistance. Without your occupation of e-slip in possession of the appropriate headgear, we may never have been able to relate the information to the Burgle. Your communication link with us has additionally provided a wealth of valuable research data into the perceptual conception parameters of these old flesh vessels, and our think tank is confident that it can augment our perception spheres to better interact with other entities. Would you do the honor choosing our first such experiment?
Choose an upgrade. Audio sensory stabilization synchronizes mutual percepto boundaries during ectovibrational exchange. Vern will better understand what the eye slob is attempting to say. Conceptocast amplification enhances collective conceptual relay from cerebrofocal and generalizational. Her commands are directly understood by both Fern and iSlob when on screen together. Perceptual projectification enables transmission of perceptual information from sphere to sphere. iSlob will reveal select things to Fern that only it could previously see. And 800th page fan art gallery. We're finally here. Yeah, okay.
And
I
there's
can,
another fan dub you can take a look at, Subject Omegas.
yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe we'll get in one of these fan art galleries. Maybe the next one.
Yeah,
I know Bogleach is aware of these.
yeah.
Anyway,
He,
I'm gonna start reading. You can check out the fan art.
yeah.
800th page fan art gallery. I did it again. I managed to only update 100 times in about a year, much less than our first couple of years, and much less than I'm happy. Maybe I should concede that this might just be the pace I'm more comfortable with, and that readers don't seem to be in any particular rush for the comic to end anytime soon. But 9 months into it, we actually haven't begun what I planned as the main quest or full swing of the maternity ward chapter, and I feel pretty bad about that. On the plus side, a part of that delay was the spontaneous decision to put us in control of the eye slob again, which many people seem to have enjoyed. And we're about to get back to Fern and get the ball rolling on that main quest in less than a week's worth of new pages. Hi, by the way, to the apparently large number of people who came in here via Gooseworks. I'm really sorry if you're reading this. It means you may have finished an archive binge, which means you have to go straight from marathoning a giant chunk of content to a slow drip of updates. And I hate that. It's not the same. When I read a webcomic's whole archive in one go, it feels like such an experience. And then when I read it only bit by bit, week after week, it loses like 70% of the excitement and emotional impact, even if it's a superb webcomic. On another note, I try to keep my plugging of the Patreon to a minimum because I realize
Yep.
everybody isn't made of money. And I'm lucky enough that it's currently paying our entire rent. But we do have other expenses and no day jobs, so every little extra bit helps. I also have an Etsy store where you can get enamel pins and things that I've designed. And if you still can't afford any of that stuff, simply browsing this website without ad block really works. Every time you do so much as scroll past the Google ads, we get a couple cents. And all of you together have been generating an average of $2 a day that way. That's not bad at all. That pays for this website and fuels our car all month. And finally, before we get to all the fan art, you might get a real kick out of Subject Omega's fan dub of Jay's first few layers under our control, especially the voice we get for Crash, but massive props to all three voice actors. With that, here's around 100 pieces of fan art. How do you guys keep managing to make an amount of fan art so close to the actual amount of updates?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the update. I read it all. I think I'm gonna head out now.
Yeah, love ya.
That's just how it is in this bitch of a restaurant.
Yes. All right,
Okay,
love you.
and that concludes my 1 in the morning feature presentation.
Yes. Love ya. Bye.
Love you.
In any case, that concludes our midnight feature presentation. But don't you fret, for while this presentation may be over, remember, it is always midnight somewhere. Thank you and good night.